Welcome in, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series. It's gonna be Matsy and Two-Tap Tony with some Marvel rivals. And Tony, we're gonna have a marvelous night because of our marvelous sponsors.
Absolutely. Gotta love our sponsors. Matt, why don't you kick it off and tell us who our sponsors are?
I will. Big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, HyperX and Officeworks power your game with the latest gear, HyperX gear at Officeworks, when you need speed, control, and zero distractions. Officeworks has got the tech, discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
That's it, Tony, and a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. It's a big shout-out to each and every one of them there, Tony. You know them. We love them. We appreciate them.
Absolutely. But, Matt, we had some crazy action last week. We got to see some of the best looking at the standings here. They look a little bit crazy. Of course, we saw some big dubs, some big losses, some close games as well. My mind flashes back to, I believe it was Adelaide Uni on Midtown, where it went like really, really like back and forth for such a long while. And then, a few ultimates, a few good plays, and I believe it was Adelaide Uni to take that one out in the end of things.
Yeah, it was. We had a really solid stack of positive results, I'd say, throughout week one of competition there. And yeah, I'm eager to see if some of the teams are going to step up to the plate heading into the second week here. Whether maybe it's a bit of a slow burner in the beginning. Obviously, slow and steady wins the race in some regards. But yeah, I'm just excited to find out exactly who's going to be able to make their move and take their stand into this week.
Yeah, unfortunately for some of the teams, right, didn't get, I guess, the start they wanted. Deacon, Monash, Maniacs, RMIT, Red, Swinburne currently at the 0-2. A lot of them hovering around the middle of the pack, one win, one loss, respectively. And I believe it was Deacon that did fall to that Adelaide Uni team. So my eyes are probably on a team like Deacon to come back in, into this week with a little bit of a resurgent form.
Yeah, excited to see if they are going to be able to pump it up and bring it in. And as you can see, we got Swinburne taking on Macquarie Crimson. So, going to be absolutely stellar results ahead of us. Who's going to be on these rosters though, Tone?
Checking them out. Swinburne, it is Golomio, Lunafra, Spartabang, Elak, Cassia, and Delta 220. And Matt, for the side of Macquarie Crimson, it's Butter, Trippy, Hypel, Koala, Ramosaurus, and Performative. So some funny names, some interesting ones there. And I believe this is the first time we'll get to see Macquarie Crimson. So, we've already seen what their other side, their sister team is capable of. So we'll see what Macquarie Crimson are capable of going into this first one. But for Swinburne, we saw what they're capable of. It was a little bit of a rough one from them. Maybe, some miscommunication, some miscomms, some misplays. Hopefully, as we've alluded to already, they get to kind of have a fresh slate going into this week.
Yeah, hopefully this is going to be a fresh start for them heading forth into week 2 here. As you said, unique aliases coming in. Ramosaurus kind of sounds like me doing that Wolverine impression, those who know. And definitely excited to see what else is going to be ahead of us here, Maybe we'll have someone else get the claws out into this matchup. Roar! As we jump into the draft phase.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? We saw a lot of kind of probably heavy meta bans last week, right? A lot of Gambits, a lot of Elses getting taken out. And we didn't get to see anything crazy. I believe there was like a Fantastic in there, Matt. That one kind of excited us a little bit, but going into this one, already seeing Gambit taken away. Mantis lock here for Macquarie Crimson. Should be a fun one to see. Groot, though, answer in return from Swinburne. They know that they don't have to deal with that Mantis Groot team up that does happen if you bring Loki as well to the plate.
Yeah, you can at least have Loki still into consideration here. Mantis looking to be single-sided for the time being. If they lock down this ban here, maybe getting some advice from their sister team there, you know, as to what kind of ban draft they might be looking to go for with professional experience behind them. But it's going to be the double-sided bans now. Could expect to see maybe Vanpool, maybe could be the Loki, as we were talking about earlier, or even the Ultron/Invis. Like, there's a lot of options depending on the kind of comp you want to go for.
Yeah, speaking on the Ultron peck or ban, right? Ultron very strong at the moment. We've seen quite a buff to that ultimate coming into 7.5, and it feels like Ultron's a little bit more of a threat, especially if you bring that triple strategist lineup with the Ultron, with maybe like a White Fox and maybe even like a dive healer like a Jeff per se. Ultron could be really strong, so you know Macquarie don't want to have to deal with that one. They'll take away the Elsa as well, so we'll get one side for Swinburne, it will be an Elsa, it will be a Cloak and Dagger lock. And Macquarie thinking about taking away the Hela.
Oh no. In my mind there, the answer as soon as they bring out that cloak is to ban away Loki, but it looks like they're going to be trying to protect that for themselves. So, I mean, I don't even think they need to protect Loki at this point because we know the other team's going to go for it. So, I think they've heard me, Tony. They've got the lockdown on Ultron. I think that's a really smart adaptation from Macquarie Crimson there.
Yeah, these are some interesting ones. I believe that Hela ban is probably targeted towards Spider Bang. We saw it last week. Didn't do too bad. I feel like it had its moments here or there, but we didn't get to really see the full extent of that Hela from Spider Bang. Unfortunately, we won't get to see it. Macquarie, they will have Phoenix taken away here. Swinburne going to be banning that one out. So one-sided Ultron, one-sided Mantis here for Macquarie. Definitely want to see them probably play into that triple there. We'll see Invis hover, Mantis hover as well for the moment. Of course, nothing set in stone here. The Swinburne on Hell's Heaven, opting to go for Spider-Bang on the Moon Knight, especially with Delta on the Groot. They can secure some quick KOs there with like a nice little a nice little wall setup. But Spider-Bang, making me eat my words, of course. Locks aren't set in stone just yet. He might go to the pun instead.
Yeah, maybe looking to switch things up on this occasion, as they will be locking that one down, so could actually be pretty good. You know, they can burn past some of the shielding there with the Seraphim shield, as well as the bobblehead there coming out from the Vanpool, so definitely some great ways to deal with them, and I guess it's a pretty effective solution to the Ultron as well, in a way. You know, you can kind of swat them out of the sky, so to speak, but we'll see how that plays out into the game here, as Macquarie Crimson bringing out the single-sided team-up between Invis and Strange there, so that's already going to be a positive thing to bring out. They're bringing out the Cloaky combo for Swinburne, though, so that actually could be pretty deadly to deal with, especially considering they've got Elsa to play off of as well here, Tone. So, I mean, both teams have strengths here, and I don't know who's going to be able to take advantage.
Yeah, big fan of the Cloaky duo. Of course, you just get a little bit more structure with how you're able to use those Eternal Bonds there on the point. But we're off to the races here. Macquarie and Swinburne fighting for this mission area before it even unlocks, right? Taking barely chip damage, that Ultron flying through. It's easy. Interesting as well to see Macquarie opting to play the Bucky, especially with the fact that Ultron might be in play. Delta already finding one underperformative there. Invis a little bit too far forward here for Macquarie, losing an early strategist. And Delta just taking up all the space while the rest of the backline is untouched here for the likes of Swinburne.
Yeah, going to be untouched for the time being. A really solid targeting coming out from Spider-Bang as well. To be able to really hit things up to the occasion. But Macquarie Crimson not going to hesitate for too long either. You know, you can see that they're slowly but certainly starting to creep up here. Take things into consideration. Big bionic hook does lock them into place there. There's an opening KO. Nicely done from Trippy. Now, as the Rage of Ultron and Lion as well, if they want to commit to the fight a bit deeper, they can use it here. They don't need to just yet, though. They're gaining pressure without the ults. But here we go, Tony. It's kicking off.
Rage of Ultron going to come out, Eternal Bond and answer though from Swinburne, so everybody's going to stay pretty healthy there. That Rage of Ultron's not going to do all too much. And we'll see Final Judgment coming out of Spider-Bang, trying to set up here with Cassia, a double KO there from Cassia with the help of Spider-Bang. They'll collect as well, and Helak And all of a sudden, Macquarie now sent packing just with the fact that they went first on the ultimates. And Swinburne, pretty strong answer, having to use two of their own, but you know, percentage continues to build for them.
Yeah, and something we didn't note earlier, Tony, is that into this patch, the Cloak and Dagger actually has a lesser ult duration from 13 seconds down to 11 now. So curious how much value they're going to get out of that once they do have to rely upon the Eternal Bond further. But we are going to be at least having a couple strat ults available from Macquarie Crimson here. Apex Predator coming out. Ayavagamoto as well, trying to lock them in place. Yeah, not going to be able to get too many yet. Do get a late boundary out so they can sustain in the fight a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm really liking how Cassia's playing this strange, right? They're very attentive to taking that space, but we'll see Kraken impact out of Hyper. Not expected a Bucky pick recently with the nerfs that have hit. We'll see Golomio copy that Eternal Bond. We'll see everybody pull towards the point here by Koala, but it is bleeding KOs here to the likes of Swinburne. We'll see Golomio actually pick up two with their Eternal Bond. Deadpool on point, trying to stall it out right now. Overtime is going. They will use the Mantis ult to try and stall it out a little bit further. Now Swinburne, they're the ones under fire.
Under fire and shooting higher. 4 more KOs. Let's see if they can get some right now. The Vanpool, they have the Bandhammer coming out right now. Do force the lamps as well. So, not going to be able to play too deeply around that. Slice and Dice just trying to stack up the damage, but not getting as much as they need from it. No one's on the mission area. And just like that, it's going to pull over the top. Swinburne take the first capture point.
Again, that I have to credit Swinburne there. Just the amount of control of the space and knowing when to back off there. We saw Macquarie portal back towards the point, and Kraken impact came out as well from Hyper. Didn't really find the reset that they were after. Strong first point from Swinburne, 100-0 there. And I like the again, the attention to space from Cassia was well played, but as well, we saw the rest of the team. Golomio copying that Eternal Bond came in pretty clutch to keep all of Swinburne healthy and up, and nothing really Macquarie could do from there, but well, back to it. Seeing some interesting swap-ups. Trippy maybe going over towards the Hella. Swinburne keeping with what they know right now.
Yeah, same with Old Faithful in this regard. Just going to be taking it slow, taking it easy. And eager to see what else they can achieve here. So use the Veil to creep forward. Do have the Eternal Bond available and pretty close to that Final Judgment as well. So there's really a lot of tools available to Swinburne here. They could just overwhelm them far away from the mission area pretty quickly. Macquarie Crimson are really going to have to try and take them out in the neutral as quickly as possible, because if they don't, they could just get swept off the mission area like a tsunami here.
Yeah, maybe going to have to punish Cassia walking a little bit too far forward. Trippy will get topped over by the strategist here, trying to take an off-angle Hyper as well. Trying to pull somebody closer to the back line of Macquarie. We'll see the first player, though, go on towards Spider-Bang. Eternal Bond already charged up here from Luna, and it will be used aggressively. Cassia, Nilak, able to find a few. Slam comes in from the Yemmer, and it doesn't really matter. Swinburne, very aggressive use of the ultimate, but it pays off. They get themselves the early percentage.
Yeah, pays dividends for the time being, Mr. Tony, and eager to see if they can find more positivity heading into their camp as the time plays out here. Swinburne are still good with 5 ults to their name as well. Macquarie still trying to play a catch-up here. It should be good for it, considering the time remaining into this one, but they're going to take it easy. Boundary coming up. A nice start. Yeah, maybe more. Meteor in response doesn't get much. Kraken impact out as well. Golomio fortunate the God of Mischief trying their best to play into it here. Final Judgment does rip and tear, enabling the flare, but they will not dare to go forth anymore. They are going to be stopped on.
Yeah, beautiful block from Koala there. Nothing out of the Final Judgment from Spider-Bang. Runes will be popped by Golomio. Everybody is slowly getting taken out of here. Macquarie, some great space to take up there with the Magneto walk-up. That forces Swinburne back for the moment. Percentage now capped here for Macquarie. Only having to use, well, themselves. They didn't have to burn all too many ultimates to that one, Matt. Swinburne now put on the back foot, swapping over to the Groot here now. We do have a few ultimates to play with, but we'll need to see them fight for the neutral. This is Macquarie really dictating the space now.
Yeah, really able to take the control I was searching for here. I like to see it. The change up, playing into the Emma Frost is going to enable them to keep control of that space as well. Do have that psionic seduction if required. A big bionic hook does enable them to isolate the space. It's going to force out the Soul Resurgence into the Eternal Bond as well, playing into the Apex Predator there, but no one going down yet. Getting pretty close, but not this time around. Ooh, there we go, Tone.
Yeah, AGON comes across, stunning anyone there from Macquarie, and it will be, as well, a huge Maelstrom doing a catastrophic amount of damage. Garcia just walking up. Golem, Spider Bang, Koala. Well, that's a huge wipe for Swinburne and for Macquarie. Unfortunate there, just AGON into Maelstrom is just so much upfront explosive damage. Macquarie not able to answer, and now it's Swinburne controlling the space.
Controlling it with confidence and at a good pace here. Do have the Strangling Prison they can play into here as well, and combine that with the Final Judgment. It could be game, set, and match here. Macquarie Crimson need to find their own way to unravel it quick, smart. They do have the Meteor available at least. To Goddess of Death coming up as well. This could be good. Forcing out the Eternal Bond there. Going interesting places. Meteor comes out, trying to catch them. Oh no, it's hit the pole. They are going to have to try and stroll past this one, Tone. Kraken Impact is all that remains here.
Kraken Impact, but here comes the Final Judgment. Judge, Jury, Executioner trying to execute Macquarie on this point now. Not quite able to get the Kraken Impact off there from Hyper. They'll have to try and portal back. Ripley is on duty, and they will be able to get out, and they will be able to get on, but they're walking straight into Swinburne, who are holding this portal. They're holding them off. Hyper back in, trying to go for something big. Kraken Impact will fly, but he'll get shut down immediately. Spider-Bang with a shotgun. And overtime is going to tick, and it is almost done. Oh, jump out here from Brewer. Just trying to stall this time once more, but they will be reduced to tiny batter. And Swinburne will reduce them to ash, Matt. 2-0 here on Hell's Heaven. Dominant game from Swinburne.
Yeah, really great start coming out from them here. Was very impressed with the confidence they built up, even from that first capture point there. They felt pretty clean with it. I did like the resurgence of energy coming out from Macquarie, particularly in that second capture point. It was great to see that, after warming up into that first capture point, they started to really get into their own. But alas, a little bit too late to the pitch there. It does mean they will lose the first map, but they can definitely still step to the plate, heading towards the second one here, Tone. So, eager to see if this is going to be the confidence booster they need in order to bring up the energy into that second.
Yeah, definitely going to need that confidence. Maybe substitution. Maybe we see that Loki get banned here for game 2, but yeah, for Swinburne, that was a pretty impressive performance. Spider-Man did get shut down a few times there for that Swinburne side. Macquarie were able to, I was going to say, handle Spider-Bang at times, but Cassia, again, just so much space, so much aggressive play from the Strange, who you normally see play a little bit more passive, play towards the choke angles, play towards, more shielding the team more so than taking up that space. But well played to Cassia. Very impressed on the Strange so far this evening, and the likes of Macquarie right there. That's some outliers, some good portals back to point. Hyper, we couldn't get it going there with the Kraken impacts, and maybe want to see a little bit of that going into game number 2.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that they can find a bit more momentum. They did manage to get at least some moments out of it. Like, I enjoyed the Bionic Hook coming out, but just wasn't enough into that first game there. Curious how the adaptations will start to flow together, though, once we get our second map set up. We're going to find out, though, right on the other side of this break. Welcome back, everybody. It's time, prime time in the AEL University Elite Series to get into our second map of the night. It's time, Tony, to see if they can deliver, if they can give it everything they have. Macquarie and Crimson, the pressure's on. Make sure you get the win here, otherwise the series is done and dusted, and Swinburne are looking to claim it.
Yeah, as we alluded to, this is the first time we get to see Macquarie on the stream. And, you know, we want to see some good things out of them, hopefully, going into this one. You know, there was a lot of small things to note there, but, of course, going into our second one, it will be on Midtown, as our production has just let us know. So, yeah, Midtown, a very exciting one, what we've seen throughout the Uni League so far. And we saw a lot of it in week one, and I imagine this one is definitely going to deliver like the last week did.
Oh, I have no doubts myself. You know, I think that some of the journalists are going to be on the scene in the map, ready to conduct a interview with our players when they get into the server. No, just joking. No journalists, just you and me telling the stories. As always, going to be a good fun though, Tone. And speaking of fun, it's time to let the fun begin as we get into the draft. Say goodbye all over again to Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit. Both sides ban once again. The 5 hover on Macquarie there for Jeff. I don't respect that one, you know. Jeff's been getting a little bit of love recently. The costumes are great. You know, we always love to see a Jeff, especially with dive meta at the moment being a pretty prominent thing. Macquarie going to be taking the Elsa up for themselves this time around. Swinburne, I imagine, will probably opt to do the same, right? They've got a ban and lock here, so I imagine they, you know, maybe take away a Mantis, take away like a strong pick from Macquarie. And then just lock that Elsa in once again. I don't think the Strange will be contested. I imagine that one gets slipped through once again for Cassia. We will see Vanpool getting banned early here for Swinburne.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to be taking that one away nice and quickly. That's a good, I guess, adaptation coming into the mix there. They do not want anyone to be able to enable that on the Macquarie Crimson side there. We are going to be seeing the Mantis taken away as well. So double-sided Elsa this time around. Loki Focus is going to be probably a positive change for Macquarie. Although they don't need it yet, but they are going to commit to it. So could be a single-sided Ultron maybe, and maybe be a single-sided Loki, depending on how this goes. And there you go. They are, again, going to be taking in the Cloak.
Yeah, Swinburne bending away the Ultron too. Trippy scared him a little bit. Maybe there with the Ultron. Gonna be seeing Hella again taken away. Spider-Bang not getting to play one of his comfort heroes at the moment here. One of his comfort picks getting stolen away. Macquarie. Good ban to isolate that one. Of course, taking away the Mantis Loki as well from Swinburne. This time. And ooh, Phoenix lock. That's their final.
Yeah, going to be a Phoenix locked in and a Groot locked out. So no more Strangling Prison going to be brought into the mix there. But I mean, Swinburne were the ones really to bring it out into the last game there. So interesting to see that one stolen away. Perhaps they just, yeah, don't want to enable a double-sided Groot into this. But at the end of the day, there's always other ways to adapt around it, Tone, but it looks like on Midtown, they're bringing out a classic combination in the Moon Knight and Groot there, so we can expect some strangling conshoes, to say the least. Yeah,
some conshoes. Going to be quite worrisome to deal with for Macquarie. And Spider-Bang, you know, we speak about the Howler, and we see the target ban from Macquarie. Spider-Bang can play a pretty good Moon Knight, so I look out here for the likes of Macquarie on their attack side to start here, because of course Delta as well on the Groot. It kind of plays similar to how the Punisher Groot plays. It's a little bit of a KO setup. You put up a wall and you just let Spider-Man kind of unload his clip on one of the guys on Macquarie here.
Certainly going to be trying to see if they can push out as much damage as possible, so then they can keep their team in the fight and make sure that pressure is further established here. But speaking of the pressure, it's only just going to start to build as the gates are open now. Swinburne waiting patiently around the bend here. Macquarie eager to get things down to business. Herbie is slowly pushing up. Here we go. The arcs are coming out. Good damage, but no one's going down yet. So I like the tenacity coming out from Macquarie so far, but I think I speak too soon there, Tony. Trippy's gone.
Yeah, that's a good isolation there. Spider-Man just kind of letting that one fly there, and just Arms able to walk up there. It's a double KO from Spider-Man, just getting so much chip damage, putting that ultimate quickly. That's the luxury of having the Moon Knight on a choke-heavy map like mid-tower. You can just walk it up, place some Arms in good spots, and now all of a sudden he's at that hand of consume. Matt, nobody else is like even at like 70% yet, and Spider-Man's already got his ultimate. So remember, using the control of that choke very, very effectively so far.
Yeah, doing a great job to control the space here and building up more tools to be able to further enable themselves. Like they've got the Hand of Khonshu available now for Swinburne, and they can combine that potentially with the Apex Predator or Strangling Prison should the need arise. But for now, they're playing a very patient game. The ball is in the court of Macquarie here to try and use some ults to clear the space. They're losing Trippy again though. Matching strat ult for strat ult could be good, but it's just not allowing the space to move here, Tone.
Strangling Prison, else from Khonshu. Not even needing to use the Agamotto either. Just perfectly set up for the Khonshu. Spider-Bang just controlling up on this high ground that Macquarie tried to take early. I have to give him credit, right? Knowing how to play Midtown is a very hard thing, especially Midtown attack, where you have to probably control a little bit more of the space as the attacking team. Swinburne using that kind of round the corner choke that they've got themselves set up in to sit pretty comfortably. Hard to dish damage when they're around a wall here. So Macquarie now starting to walk up. They will be able to snipe down onto Helak. We'll see Judgment come out here from Hyper, but answered by the Eternal Bomb.
Good answer, and it will enable them to get the KO and look for even more. So great to destabilize them nice and early here. And even look to shut down the opposing Magneto should the angle arise, but not gonna allow them to rise up just yet. Timing is trickling down as well here, so Macquarie Crimson in a bit of trouble. They're gonna need to find some way to enable themselves. You know, even if they can find an angle for a great Eye of Agamotto here, utilize the Ensong Inferno, it could be perfect. They've just found the opening, Tony. Spider-Bang's down, and this is where they can get the ball rolling.
This is definitely where they can start to get some momentum on that mission vehicle. And we'll see Ensong Inferno actually popped here by Trippy. Ooh. Take out Lunafra, they'll take out Delta. Eye of Agamotto from Cassia flies through, but isn't quite able to find the value they would like. Nobody there to follow up. Helak, though, at least able to secure 2 KOs. Comes out to try and dish some chip damage back, but now Swinburne a little bit staggered to their approach. They probably want to regroup here and stop this push from coming. 40 seconds still for Macquarie to get that first point cap.
Desperately fighting for it here. They're pretty close to having that Eternal Bond as well. So they can definitely combine Strategist Ultimates, considering they've got the advantage in that regard. You know, they should be able to bait out the boundary here. Apex Predator coming out, though. Going to lock them in place. Not going to be able to enable the Hand of Khonshu here. It's almost a full team wipe coming out. Cassia in trouble. Spider-Bang one in the same. They need to escape this fight. Quick Smart, and no, they won't. It's going to be delayed as staggered KOs. This enables Macquarie Crimson to push the mission vehicle even further along uncontested.
Yeah, they get extra 2 minutes or so to their board, and well, looking to push almost halfway towards this second point. Swinburne, again, another staggered fight from them, and doesn't look like they're able to control the space as much as they would like. Eiffel now set up on the Punisher turret, up on the mission vehicle. Hard to shut him down unless you have a dive player, unless you have somebody that can take that space back up. Cassia trying to walk up and take it. Using that Seraphim shield, invisible boundary on top of the Strangling Prison, and here comes the Khonshu trying to shred through the members, and it will. It's triple KO for Spider-Bang.
Big commitment of ultimates coming out from Swinburne there. You know, 3 for the price of 1. Like, they do bait out Performative's invisible boundary, so they have no strategist ultimates granted. But, I mean, committing 3 to that fight might have been a bit overzealous here. But We'll see if it plays out in the end, because they still do have that Eternal Bond online, so maybe they're A-OK. Speaking of, Trippy, maybe not so much, taking a ton of punishment. They have found Golemio, though, so going to be a great start for Macquarie Crimson once again. They can clear a bit more space if they just keep that pressure up. Speaking of, Spider Bang's down, so these single line engagements are working out fantastically. Final Judgment coming out as well, just as a final bit of approval there to try and push them out of the fight. I don't know if it was necessary at that point, Tony, but if it keeps them away from the mission vehicle longer, there are at least some benefits.
A little bit of a overzealous one using that ultimate. Percentage starting to come here. Swinburne, they're trying to walk here with the Eternal Bond, and in answer immediately, that Magneto Meteor M is popped, faded away, Lunafra, and here comes the Agamotto towards the backside. It's Cassia, and Helak and Agamotto back in return from Buer, but it doesn't do a whole lot. It seems like everybody from Swinburne was pretty ready to deal with it. Buer still touching on this mission vehicle. It's 2 from Spider-Man with the help of Helak. They will clear out the mission vehicle. Now it's up to Macquarie Crimson. They might need the portal back here, Matt.
Yeah, I'm curious if they got it. They do. It's not going to be on cooldown. They need to hurry it up, though. Quick smart. Here we go. Not. Oh, no. They need someone to touch the mission. It's over.
Over?
That one little staggered step there has cost them any points of contention. That's going to be a rough one, Tone, but at least they got it as far as they did, albeit Swinburne now going to have a bit of an easier time, only having a lot, well, going to be able to push a similar distance there, and may be able to do it with great haste here. The pressure's going to be on Macquarie to try and really dice things up in their defensive side.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It looked good for Macquarie there on that attack. They were staggering out these Swinburne KOs. 3 fights back to back there. They were able to take so much percentage on that mission vehicle, and then, yeah, it just kind of all fell apart. One good Agamotto from Casio, some great follow-up from the rest of Swinburne, and Macquarie staggered out to that approach to try and reclaim the mission vehicle. Lost it out completely. Changes going to be made here to their board. Performative over to the Cloak and Dagger. Hyper now to the Elsa, so we're going to be seeing Elsa mirror match here for this one.
Yeah, going duelist for duelist into this right now. Let's see which one's going to be the superior Elsa. Will it be Hyper? Will it be Helak? Ooh, it's all going to be proven within a moment's notice. But for now, they look up to their idols, the Fantastic Four, and they're going to be bringing that energy right into the next fight here, Tony. The mission vehicle is online, and Swinburne are going out hunting.
And we're seeing Swinburne take up some familiar space that Macquarie went for on their defensive attacking side here. And then, oh, you lose Hyper. Hyper will swap immediately to the Punisher. Doesn't really think the else is for him right now. Swinburne will walk up here. Asia, again, just taking a whole lot of space in the Strange. Again, in front of the Stratos and the Mag. They can't really do a whole lot to him. Can't burn him down quite quickly. Bang. Wealth to walk up, stand on top of this ambulance. Get some more chip damage in with those arcs. Just a really fast push here from Swinburne to start.
Yeah, able to clear a ton of space really, really quickly, and Macquarie Crimson just don't have the answer. Like, they aren't close enough to any ults yet. They are getting closer by the second, though, so they may be able to stop them at the last moment, but it's going to be rough. Moon coming out as well, and a Khonshu's good to clear them out and does enable them to get that first capture point. So going to be over 5 minutes for them to push this one, and they're staggering out the KOs onto Macquarie as well. They are just getting punishment after punishment here, Tony. They're in trouble.
Yeah, it's a worrisome sight for Macquarie. And what was worrying the first half was Spider-Man trying to tank a lot of ego duels against Trippy and was losing a lot of those out. So Spider-Man now afforded the luxury of space to try and get all this chip damage across with the arcs. He'll take out Trippy, he'll take out Performative. 2 KOs already to the board of Swinburne. And they're just getting closer and closer towards the second point.
Yeah, further and further along here. Hyper going down as well. Swinburne looking good so far. and got 5, almost a full stack of ults to their name, so they might just look to overcommit them at the end here. Apex Predator coming out as well, does force out the Eternal Bond into this one, big damage over the top. Now going to be bringing out their own Eternal Bond to try and zone the enemy out here. Agamotto up front as well, trying to hold them in place. Traded Agamotto's now, boundaries coming up, it's all coming together, Tony. They've found the KO on of where they're looking to see where more might be. Strangling Prison into the hand of Conchu. That could be exactly what they need.
That's exactly what they need. Spider-Bang, Cassia just well in tuned with each other. A side lock to touch from Trippy. Shut down by Spider-Bang. Meteor from Bued. Just trying to make something happen. But it all goes the way of Swinburne. Valiant effort from Macquarie once again. You know, it's just small moments that kind of went by the wayside. Swinburne with a really convincing attack side there on mid-10, just kind of snowballing into point after point. Cap percentage. They had 5 minutes in like no time at all, Matt. It was a very lights out game from Swinburne.
Yeah, going to be a light work coming out from them there. You know, they looked poised, confident pretty much the whole way through. I did like some of the energy that came out from Macquarie Crimson at times there. You know, you could tell that they were starting to get into their own at some points into the series, but unfortunately just not able to deliver the result they needed in the end there. So this will mean Swinburne will take away a victory into this one, and they're going to be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Swinburne getting a win to their board after, you know, a rough start last week. So, you know, we expected this Swinburne team, looking at the names on paper, right? Golomio's been around for a little bit, Lunafro as well. Spider-Bang we're a little bit familiar with. We've seen him floating around. And, yeah, Swinburne getting a win to their board gives them some confidence going to those future weeks. Or like some Macquarie Crimson, you know, it's a rough one, you know. Looking at it, there was a lot of small moments, but overall, I feel like there was probably a lot of miscommunication. It's easily fixed, right, Matt? Going into the future weeks, you know, you get some more hours in, and I imagine a team like Macquarie Crimson will come back in a big way going into the future weeks.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, you know, they can get some coaching from their sister team and all will be well in the future. But for now, everybody, we've got more series to get prepared, and while we do that, we're going to head to a short break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL University Elite Series with Matsy and 2Tap Tony. Eyes wide open, and we are ready for the next game. It's going to be an absolute ripper, and it's going to be coming at you on mid... No, not really. It's going to be UTS coming at you against UNSW Howl.
Ooh, yeah, I like this one. UTS, you know, we've got some familiar faces from last season. And as well for UNSW, How, some familiar faces from last season as well. This should be an exciting game. Matt, checking out the rosters for you. Who have we got?
Ooh, well, I'm glad you asked. We've got Mickey, Washed, Soon, Hugo, Jaysune, and Anthony. And on the UNSW House side, we've got Phantom 308, Blue Orange, D, Fenris, Chicken Salt, Karmatic, and Tycheros.
Now, talk about some great names here. Very interested to see how this one goes. We got a Celestial Husk. Domination to kick it off, Matt. Of course, that's how the map pool works. We start with Dom, go to Convoy, Convergence. That's how the format works. Both teams are going to be taking away some strong picks early on here. Of course, Gambit, UTS. They know how impressive that one can be. We'll see UNSW take away the Elsa. Maybe a little bit of knowledge to last week to what we saw. But for the side of UTS, looking at the roster right, Matt, there's a lot of like hotly contested picks, I believe. Daredevil's pretty a prominent one for some of these players. Soon as well can play a pretty deadly Venom if we get that one through. So Mantis, Gambit, one-sided Gambit here for UTS.
Yeah, interesting to see the Namor Protect coming through initially here. Psylocke going to be banned away as well, Tony. So full duelist focus just really enables UTS to play and ban whatever the heck they want at this point in time. So curious to see what the reaction's going to be from UTS here. They might be a bit caught off guard, you know, having so much given to them at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried. Gambit getting let through. Potential for the Rogue team up too here for UTS if they want to go that way. But yeah, Elsa getting taken away from both sides, so nobody going to get to rock that one. Psylocke and Groot is some interesting ones from UNSW. How maybe a little bit of backside info that I don't have to deal with the dives. Gambit Star-Lord, Matt. Gambit Star-Lord for UTS.
Yeah, they are going to be looking to give it their absolute best here. Star-Lord enabled. Elsa potentially enabled. No Elsa this time. But Daredevil could be. Oh, looks like they are going to be banning it out, however. So at least taking away some more of the key picks there. Do have the Cloak and Dagger. So you would almost expect that Loki will be banned immediately as a result.
Yeah, I imagine that'd be a quick Loki ban here for UTS, but there's still a lot of things for them to ban, right? Still a lot of strong picks. They took away Gambit, Elsa, Mantis. Nope. They'll take away Invis instead, not the Loki. But yeah, Gambit Star-Lord getting locked in here for UTS is quite an oppressive thing to deal with if you don't have, especially the Invis, to probably deal with that. You know, Invisible Boundary's pretty good at shutting down that Gambit Star-Lord combo that can be so oppressive. Anthony Hover, an interesting one.
He's back.
I was alluding to this. Ultron got completely let through, by the way. So Ultron's there if they want to play Torch Ultron, which is a common combination we've seen previously.
Yeah, in seasons past and maybe seasons present, you know, I thought maybe Anthony got a bit inspired by watching Smiles ranked queues. They wanted to play some Human Torch of their own, you know. But we knowers know that Anthony was the OG into the Torch squad there. So very eager to see what they can do on this one. And important to note, they are playing very dive-centric right now with the Black Panther and the Spider-Man in the initial phase here. And the Hulk. So very interested to see what they're going to be able to do into this one.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is catch
It's
Got it?
interesting one. Hugo on the Black Panther. Yes. Yeah, Black Panther Wolf sorry, Black Panther Hulk. Normally we see a Wolf in the mix, so interesting that they're not bringing that one to play. UNSW feels like their comp's a little bit more stock standard. They feel like they're playing, you know, a little bit more front to back heavy, right? Especially with their backline being pretty stable. The Cloaky, as we've mentioned already. Off to point take here. Sune and Hugo already collecting some quick KOs there. On towards the backside of things, the Luna falls. Sune continues to collect.
Yeah, collecting a lot of things, and Anthony, no stranger to collecting as well, as they will be able to push UNSW Hal far away from the missionary here. Gonna take it slow, take it easy, and Sune is already in traction to the flank there, trying to see if they can get another KO in the bank. It's going to be Anthony to find it, so decent beginning, and looking to further that as well. Maybe isolate this Doctor Strange out of position, or anyone else who dares to push forward.
Yeah, this is rough right now. UCS just all over them. As we said, a little bit of a dive composition being played, but as well, the Torch just kind of dishing out some chip damage too. And also played Torch as a little bit of a dive character recently. You know, his dash a little bit more effective. A little bit of a shadow buff to Torch once 7.5 hit. It feels like a little bit of a stronger pick. Anthony going to be taking out the Daredevil. Sune on to the Luna. Already a strategist down for UNSW. How? But they're able to take on to the point. One stalling here for UTS. It is going to be soon just using that Bruce Banner to affect the sticking power, just hopping around this point, using that HP bar to their advantage. Will get taken down to batter form though. I need to fall back, and Hugo already in the mix there with Anthony.
Already back into the mix and ready to keep mixing things up. Fast descent can be enabled as well. Hugo just sweeping their way through the entire enemy team there. Will steam aboard. So UNSW Hal, well, the only ways back right now is Portal or nothing. I mean, they've got Horn of Proteus, and they've switched off of Strange. Maybe that cooldown not going to be there. Or they've actually given it to Chickens. So, nope. So they're going to try and meet them head on, but they're not going to have time unless they dive in immediately. But, yeah. So that's going to be that, Tony. First point is now evacuated. There you go.
Yeah, that was a quick one. UCS, it didn't feel like it though. Just like they won like one initial fight, and then there was like a lot of staggered out fights here or there. UNSW were able to get onto the point. I thought they'd be able to burn that Hulk down pretty quickly, but you're gonna see UTS swap it up. Hugo gonna be on the Iron Fist, and Matt, this is something we saw in MRC of previous. The Raging Royal Fist is a combo that's also quite deadly. It plays similar to if, you know, a Star-Lord gets taken away, but you still get the Gambit. You still have the Iron Fist for that Raging Royal Fist shred that we've seen from some of the teams in MRC.
Yeah, we love that Raging Chi coming out, and eager to see how it's going to go right here, right now. Curious if they're going to be able to get some mind plays coming through with Sune there playing into Spidey, having that Penny Parker as well. Can definitely potentially pull some enemies into some mind tracks, so to speak. But speaking of, ooh, we could see a spectacular spin very soon. Sune already swinging their way around, but not going to hit the ground running. Phantom will be the one to do that, trying to charge ahead. Does fall back, taking a ton of damage early, and maybe more in a second. Sune ready, here we go. Spectacular spin, and they sweep him away. Great wall, you love to see it. It works against their team, so unfortunate for them.
Yeah, no, I was about to correct you. That was UNSW's wall with the Luna and Emma team up, and oh my word, that is unfortunate to say the least. Not even having to use Raging Royal Flush, just spectacular spin. Sune was more than enough, just on top of everybody. They get shredded to pieces here. Another spectacular spin. Anthony already poking away. This is frustrating as a strategist. I can feel for UNSW right now. Just 3 dive characters on top of your backline at all times. The Vanguard's not quite able to get healthy into the point because their strategists are already getting taken out.
Already getting taken out, and gonna see if they can take it down at the water spout. Gonna take it slow, take it easy, but it ain't gonna be breezy, Tony. We could get our flame on. Here we go. Supernova gonna try and rip and burn their way over the top. They're taking a lot of damage. They force out the dance floor here. Eternal Bond could be around the corner as well. UNSW Hal got that Brainiac bounce up already. They are gonna need it. Raging Royal Flush is here, Tony, and they're trying to flush him away.
Yeah, Mickey using that Raging Royal Flush to keep that fight even for UTS, and a quick KO went to their board. Another one from Mickey onto the Cloak, who got the Eternal Bond to the point, but nobody was there to follow up. Brainiac bounce getting taken out there by Hugo. Now flying through onto the Emma. Vanguard Shred here we see from Hugo. Does have that Living Chi available. Probably won't need it. Oh, again, UTS just staggering out these KOs, and doesn't feel like UNSW are able to fight on their own terms.
This is gonna hurt.
No, not going to be able to write the contract on that one, but one of Proteus may be enabled. Living Chi online as well. They've found a Cloak, they've found Strange. It's all working out for UTS here. Just as UNSW try and rise up, they are pushed straight back down. And that's going to be UTS locking it into their map 1. Goes their way.
That was very decisive from UTS. Interesting composition of heroes they went for. I feel like maybe I can't really fault UNSW how they didn't really get to play all too much of that one. Just getting dove fight after fight. Gambit on top of them as well. Anthony being a little bit of a menace with the chip damage from the torch. Securing 18,000 damage? Torch might be back.
They might be so back. Big plays coming out from Anthony. They're going to be very happy to play into that hero, and very curious how they'll be able to approach things heading into the second map as well, because as you're talking about, Tony, big highlight in the 18k damage. I mean, they just rose above everybody in the server, albeit it's not all about damage, as you can see, considering Jaysune also got the top final hits there with 14 to their name.
Yeah, that's you know, Jaysune, Spider-Man, it kind of goes hand in hand. We didn't get to see it all too much from the side of UTS last time we saw Jaysune, but this time, you know, especially in a comp like this where you get Gambit Invis, it's so hard to deal with as a backline. So I feel for UNSW, right? You had so many times and so many fights that they already lost the Cloak and Dagger, they already lost the Luna, so maybe we need to see a little bit more adaptation there from UNSW in that regard. Maybe play a little bit more backline heavy and peel for their strategists a little bit heavier going into this next one.
Yeah, it's tough to try and adapt around it, isn't it? But maybe they can take those things into consideration heading towards map 2 here and look to send their draft forward, as we are going to be locking in our second map. It's one that's a little less common these days. It is, in fact, going to be Spider Islands. So, excited to see how that is going to play out here. Obviously, you know, we've seen some very interesting combinations on a map like this one before. We even saw it in the Unite circuit there recently. So, very keen to see how it's all going to go in today, Tone.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Spider Island allows for a little bit of early environmental KO potential there on that defense side to start off. We could maybe see potential for an Angela. We'll probably see Jaysune once again on the Spider-Man if they start that defense side. But yeah, for a team like UNSW, hopefully looking to change it up here. I definitely probably want to see a Gambit ban going into this one.
I mean, you'd expect it at least out of the first couple, right? That's pretty common. Like, both teams normally just match it up. They go Gambit for Gambit early on, but it could change. I mean, we saw a very unique ban line coming out from UNSW HAL, especially in that first map, but here we go. Gonna be Gambit for Gambit to kick off here. So, single-sided Elsa Protect, perhaps? No. Wow. They're going to be protecting the Cloak and Dagger with immediate effect this time.
Yeah, Gambit for Gambit, Cloak and Dagger lock here. Go to blue, I imagine. Mantis going to be taken away here from UTS, especially with how prominent Mantis has been recently, Matt, in that triple strategist lineup for the likes of UTS as well. I call back to ages ago when we first got to see Mickey, of all people, play here. I believe Angela always in the back pocket if UTS want to bring that one out as well. So, especially on a map like Spider Island, where you can go for that environmental KO, Angela, pretty good. They'll go for the Elsa, though, here to start their locks off here.
Yeah, so just having a heavy focus over, I guess, some of the more meta picks so far. Going to be banning out Groot, though. I think I can see, you know, kind of the recipe behind it. Obviously, Groot, great fight enabler there, and a great engager overall. But Invid looking to be focused once again by UTS here. I mean, as you saw from the confidence in their last game, they don't care if their opponents get a Loki, taking that invis away, seemingly netting even higher value for them. But they do disengage Magneto, so that's one effect that they can play into. They won't be able to disengage that Eternal Bond so quickly, and they've got Adam now.
Ooh, yeah, wasn't expecting an Adam block here from the side of UTS, so really wanting to give that one over to Wash, who is hovering it at the moment. UNSW, they've shown a lot of priority towards the Vanguard fans here. They're going to take away the torch. Anthony won't get to play that one this time. Felt like the torch was too oppressive, especially with 18k damage numbers from that last one. Can't really blame UNSW. What will be their final lock in here? There's potential for a lot of things here. Daredevil, maybe. Phantom might want to bring that one to play Namor. We didn't get to see them all too much on the Namor last one, but they did lock it in.
Yeah, like they tried to make it work. We saw at least 1 or 2 Hornet Proteuses get enabled there, right? But it didn't really do as much as I guess they were hoping for. And you can see Mickey going on a very interesting hero. This time we might see Jewel Pool, maybe, playing into the team up there. I think Mickey's having a little bit of a fun with us, Tony. Yeah. Not going to be seeing Jewel Pool this time.
Yeah, unfortunate. I haven't seen Dual Pool realistically since Deadpool kind of came into fruition. You know, it's been a lot of Van Pool meta recently. Strat Pool as well has been kind of worked out a little bit here, but yeah, Dual Pool doesn't really seem to be any team's favor. Gonna be going Loki Luna for the side of UTS for their strategist lineup, but coolest lineup here. It's gonna be soon Wolverine, Daredevil Elsa combination. UTS just a lot of these guys, you know, familiar already to MRC, MRI. They know what's good. They know what's better at the moment. UNSW, how they've got a few good meta picks here or there. White Fox going to be in the mix with Cloak and Dagger Adam. So they're going for the triple strategist. Mesune going for a little bit of an aura walk here. Showing the UTS aren't scared, and he's ready to let the devil out in this one.
Yeah, Devil not going to be let out yet. They're going to be staying calm for the moment, but they can definitely bring that out once that ult gets ready. Big feral leap there, forcing them into the back line. Not going to be able to enable the KO early, though. So they have to slow their rodeo. Nice and early here, but they can at least start to put things in motion. UNSW Hal already taking a ton of damage. Anthony starting off the train here, looking to bring the pain tone.
God, look at that. Mickey, double KO soon floating around as well. Very impressive with how the Wolverines kind of been able to get in and out without getting taken out there from UNSW. They'll swap some things up off of the Adam and onto the Luna. They're going to be matching Luna for Luna here. Especially with the White Fox team up, this could be good for UNSW to get themselves out of spawn.
Could be good, could be great. Let's see if they're going to be sliding ahead of this one. Take it slow, take it easy. Ooh, nicely done. They've caught the Psylocke there, and they will get it traded. So nicely done by Blue to keep UNSW in it. Good maelstrom coming out from Mickey here. He's holding the front line valiantly. Do have Apex Predator enableable for Anthony here. They are going to stay patient. Big feral leap, and there it is. Oh, what a delivery. It's their almost entire strat line.
Yeah, that is big from Anthony, and you can see the environmental KO potential come into play here for UTS. We spoke about it during the ban draft there. I'm curious to see what they brought to the table to try and go for it. And there's big Glop shocks there. Anthony getting taken out. Oh, they've swapped Phantom over to Winter Soldiers. So this might be a good way to stop this dive from happening, because Soon and Jay Suda have been all over the backline. We're going to be seeing a copy here from Hugo. We're going to copy the Strange, of all things. Double Eye of Agamotto.
Oh, yes it is. Big Agamotto's up front. You don't see that one copied every day, Tone, but you know what? We'll take it. The Devil going to be coming out as well. Jaysune trying to bash their way into it. Cracking Impact's coming out as well from Phantom here. Not going to be able to get it done, though. Last stand into the Agamotto. Enjoy the show, Tony. That's what they were aiming for. And now they force them all the way back to spawn.
Now, Soon showing flexibility in the pool, right? We've seen Vanguard capable Soon, but we're also seeing Duelist capable Soon. Soon as well, just getting comfort pick of the Daredevil. Kind of been floating in and out there, using that block very effectively. Going to kind of just float around Mickey again, just isolating a quick KO or two, then falling back to the safety of his backline. There's going to be another Mick. He's just up front and center. Solo Vanguard Strange. And it doesn't seem to worry Mickey all too much.
No, they're going to be just fine. Maybe not in a second. Mickey, what are you doing? Oh, they actually get past it. So I like the idea, but clearly Mickey's not Smiles, Tony. They're not getting that portal tech.
No environmental KO portal tech coming from Mickey. We'll see Great Bird Worlds coming out from Wash. Meteor will return. Dunk comes through, and UNSW How now have some space to move. They have to deal with Jaysune on the mission vehicle. In their backline, block comes through. Jaysune might be able to get out. 44 HP, he's able to walk away. Rest of UTS now coming to play. I have Agamotto from Mickey on top of everybody, but there's nobody there to help follow up. Soon is coming. Last stand potential here going to come up. Spectacular spin coming from Anthony out of nowhere. Agamotto come through from USW, but they're already getting taken out soon. Last stand, and there it is. A valiant effort from UNSW How, but they stopped. Not even anywhere near that first point cap.
The current score is 0.
Yeah, going to be stopped just at the beginning there. So a really solid hold coming out from the UTS side here. And all the more pressure now on UNSW How to try and bring themselves up in their own defensive structure here. Will they be able to make this work? Will they be held off at the line? All will be tested. Ooh, I thought they were going for a triple composition there for a second, Tony. We haven't seen that for a little while, actually, but doesn't look like it's going to happen this time around.
Not going to happen. Feels bad, man, right now for UNSW How, but, well, Jeff going to be brought to the table here. I like this out of Federer, kind of experimenting a little bit with what the pool of strategists can offer them here. UTS,
30
they
seconds before you attack.
got a lot of interesting things. Ultron Storm.
It's a solid combination there, Tony. You know, they're able to bring out a lot of damage potential, and Ultron, you know Ultron, they can just get it done. No worries at all. But speaking of, we are going to be jumping into the round within the next 7 seconds. It's all going to be pumped up, Tony. It's all going to be underway right now.
Now soon to the Moon Knight as well. We're going to see Mickey Vanpool. And walking up. Phantom. They called him play thing here. A little bit more sticking power. Jaysune still with the Spider-Man. It's Mickey bringing out those Desert Eagles to play. We'll take a quick photo. Then we'll pop back to the safety of his strategist. Mantis and Ultron, not the combination we normally see. Soon already securing a quick KO. They're just going to walk up. Pile on top of UNSW How. Even with the anti-dive, it doesn't matter. They will be able to portal back to the point potentially and stop the cap from happening. And they'll portal behind UTS here.
And they can utilize the portal they came through as a little bit of cover as well, shutting down some of the angles. This actually isn't too bad, but in saying that, they're just going to walk around it, slice and dice their way through. They have found Wash, so that's at least a start for UNSW How. But I mean, that's all they're going to be able to get. They're taking selfies. They're having a good old time here, Tone. They're trying to charge their way back, but could be too little too late as it does creep towards the end point. And there it is. UTS on top. Take the map. Take the series.
A quick one out of UTS. The lights out performance for them tonight in this one against UNSW Howland. For the likes of Hal, Matt, I liked a lot of ideas that they had there. The band draft wasn't too bad this time. They didn't let Gambit go through, but Mickey on this Vanpool, Mickey on this Gambit, Mickey, well, this UTS side, a hard one to deal with tonight if you're UNSW Hal.
Yeah, it's Mickey's time to shine, literally here. So great to see that Mickey was able to get the MVP on that one. You know, 0 casualties across Mickey, Soon, and a Hugo there for the UTS side. So they're going to be happy with that, I gotta say. And it's great to see Mickey get their time to shine here. You know, they've had some rough times, but they're now getting their time in the limelight all over again.
Yeah, it's good to see Mickey get some moments here, but as well, I have to call back to last one there. Anthony on the torch, 18k damage was explosive. Only 11k here on the Storm this time around. Soon, Jay Sune also having their moments of brilliance. Wash and Hugo kind of just like chilling in the background here. And then for the side of UNSW, how it wasn't bad. Again, they had a lot of right ideas, but they just couldn't quite get it going in the end of things.
Yeah, couldn't get control in the end of that one, but alas, it's all going to be done and dusted for that series. While we get our next one set up, folks, we are going to be heading to a short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody! It's Matsy and Two Tap Tony coming at you once again with the AEL University Elite Series here. We have none other than QUT taking on Macquarie. And it's going to be a series for the ages here. Very eager to see how these two teams will stack up. You know, it's going to be good fun. QUT Macquarie, Onyx. There you go.
There we go.
Got the inside of that, but we brought it back.
Yeah.
Just like these two teams right now.
Yeah, checking out the rosters for you, QUT. It's Juicy, Ashtrays, Aradet, Talisman, Erexi, and Griffin Doge. For the side of Macquarie, it's Tashi, 250R, Tool, Squashy, Accelerate, Clove, and NASA. And Matt, looking at these rosters, I'm excited because we actually got to speak to, I believe, Aradet and Erexi yesterday. Got to see how they're feeling about the new meta, how they liking their new roles and such.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good, aren't they? But keen to see how these two teams will stack up, as we do have a sub in for Griffin there. It's going to be none other than the one and only Fox. Right, it's time for the draft tone. Gambit's gone. Phoenix is gone immediately. Interesting to see that one so early, but we get the early Mantis Protect.
Yeah, early Mantis Protect here for Macquarie. Kind of like that one out of them getting that one to sneak through QUT. Interesting to take away the Phoenix here and maybe allowing the Daredevil through. One-sided Mantis here for Macquarie. Invis getting saved for QUT. So, yeah, very quick bans here, not getting us a lot of time to adjust to what's happening.
No, they're just kind of smashing through it, aren't they? And, I got to give props to them there. We're going to do whatever they can. DD going to be banned and protected here. So, great to see what they're going to be able to come up with into this one. Single-sided DD play for Juicy, assumably. And eager to see what else they can do, as Hulk is actually going to be banned out next by Macquarie Onyx here. So, it'll be interesting to see how these two teams will fare against one another. It's I'm mostly interested to see a little matchup between Rexy 42 and Tashi 250R, to be honest, Tony. Teammates in another level, but now enemies on the battlefield.
Yeah, Squashy as well, I believe, manager for that team you're speaking of. So, yeah, Tashi, Squashy for a little bit of a grudge match here against Rexy this evening, but overall, I don't mind the ban draft here from QUT to get the Daredevil here for Juicy. I'm probably going to play very dive-centric. Do have the Van pool available for both sides. I want to go for it. Macquarie, though, they'll get to do what they want to rock with here. Elsum and Mantis is a combination. If you're in Ignite, you're like, yeah, this is a worrisome type for QUT.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to play out, to be honest, but I mean, one in the same. Having that cap available and the Venom now, very dive-centric composition there for QUT. Could actually work out really well for them as well, even if it's switched off to Vanpool, still pretty dive-centric. They have a lot of frontal pressure here, and yeah, it's kind of terrifying on both fronts here. I do like how Tool's able to play into the Magneto here, though, so they can at least have that Meteor to deal with the Eternal Bond if needed, and provided they're landing their shots, because obviously that's going to be a difficult one to hit at the best of times. But, oh, Rexy's bringing it out, Tone.
Ooh,
or not.
Nah, the Rexy Jeff. I was going to say too early. Feels too early in this series, but does pair pretty good with the composition QUT want to run. Very dive heavy. Jeff's pretty good at keeping everybody online, especially those Vanguards, especially the cap getting in the mix. For Macquarie, going to be Loki Mantis here. Combination. Tashi. Going to be actually the only one on the duelist role here. They've opted to put Nassali as well on the Luna. So triple strategist for Macquarie. Going to have to be looking out for that Daredevil, though, to kind of shut it down. We saw from UTS in their game just last. It was a very aggressive dive. It wasn't Daredevil per se, but it still felt very Daredevil-esque in the way that they were playing.
Yeah, it certainly gave that kind of vibe, didn't it? But now going to be holding it back for the moment. Upgrades coming through. Banhammer enabled, so focus down. Squashy immediately punishment going all the way up the stairs here. Tashi not able to hold them back, but at least they do get some trades. Well, not for long. They will implode slowly but certainly. Oh, their P is so cheeky.
Yeah, Arrow to get taken out, but they stagger the Magneto there back towards the spawn. QUT. This is some strong early percentage for them. I kind of like the comp out of them, right? Juicy, you need to play the signature Daredevil, but also you've got Aradet kind of doing a lot of the chip damage, softening players up for those KOs for Juicy, or Talisman for the Vanpool as well that's diving on top of them. Macquarie, they're going to be bringing the Vanpool of their own, but it is going to be Accelerate overstepping. Actually at least able to trade on the Talisman, so 1-for-1 in there in the KOs. QUT, though they're still controlling the stair line pretty well.
Boundary going to be coming up now, though. Apex Predator trying to push them out of it. Oh, Tashi not going to be able to enable the KOs there. And Song Inferno in response. No one going to be burnt through that one. So good to get some damage, but not good enough. Push it over the top. Counter match. Stratolt for Stratolt here. It's going to be Squashy to pull the trigger first. Got a Mischief online. Soul Resurgence actually going to be utilized there. Interesting, but let's see what else they can do.
Oh, big dunk there from Tool, charging up the Meteor M. Dashi securing one onto Aradet and QUT. They might have used a few too many ultimates for that fight. They'll be sent back to their spawn. Ashtray's getting slowed up and stunned down. Talisman trying to get away now too, but hunted by Tashi. Movement from the Ulster too clean. 96% though for QUT. Not too bad of a first initial push from them.
Yeah, they did really well. You know, getting it to 96% there means they're right on the cusp of a potential capture point victory there. So keen to see what else they can do. We'll see that Juicy looking to bring us some ferocity into their play as well. Talisman going to get frozen in place just as they activate Freedom Charge. That's unlucky. We see the Rejuvenation online as well. Good for the lamps there, and good for the Soul Resurgence to run its course. Apex Predator is available if they need it as well, though, and the dance floor. Juicy in big trouble. Needs to get away quick. Here we go. Glartrox collects one at least, and not going to be able to get the KO, and the Devil is here.
Oh, the Devil is out. Juicy shut down there by the dance floor from Macquarie. That would be Tashi collecting that KO. Accidentally kind of just doing a little fancy one around the point. While the rest of Macquarie clean up these KOs, accidentally also fighting Rexy. Macquarie, great answer there. Shutting down Juicy on that Daredevil is mostly what they're after right now. You know, Ashtray's, Talisman, they're like in the mix. They're on top of the strategist, but they don't do a lot of damage. All of it's really coming from Juicy. So to shut him down will be a big point of contention here with Macquarie going into this next fight.
Yeah, large point of contention, and see if they can get an extension on this one. Big damage over the top there. Going to be stopping him in place. Boundary coming up for QUT, so they can try and match them here. Juicy not going to be in range, and Song comes out. They find at least a couple. Ooh. Pressure on Squashy right now. Going to be able to deflect the Meteor. Well, not get its effect, but they are still injecting KO after KO here. Still holding on to the mission area for the moment, but Macquarie might not be able to for so much longer. Nascenly is good for a portal though, so they should be able to get back just in time.
And the portal's going to come out. Need to touch on, and it is going to be Squashy copying the Elsa, the Glartrox. Apex Predator coming out, but Ashtrays and Juicy shutting down now. The Daredevil onto Tashi, has to deal with two Elsas in the mix, and it doesn't matter. It's light work for Juicy with the help of Aradet. And this is everybody from Macquarie getting taken out here. Left, right, good night from Aradet. In overtime gone, no portal available. Macquarie will be forced to sit this one out. It's QUT taking first point.
That it is, Tony. Stellar Spaceport. See you later, Warrior Falls. Let's gear on up. So, what a unique ending, I gotta say. I wasn't expecting the lot of mischief from Squashy there to turn into the Glartrox, but you know what? I respect the hustle. I love to see Loki utilizing some of the Duelist and Vanguard ultimates as opposed to just copying your fellow strategist over and over again. Love the creativity, and keep it up. That's all I can say. But we are going to be getting into the next push here. You can see that things mostly the same. Squashy has opted for the Ultron instead now, though, so Keen to see how that's going to work out for them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of adaptation from Macquarie. Flashy Ultron, haven't gotten to see. Ooh, Flashy Jeff. I think we have seen Matt.
3, 2, 1.
Seeing is believing. Squashy going to bring out the most powerful. Nope, not going to happen.
No, never mind. He better this.
So here we go, though. It's time for the freedom to charge in, Tony. And they're already barging past.
Enjoying that freedom. Aradet as well. The freedom of space. Just walking up. Left click. Good lord. Aradet. Some nice shots there. Mission area not even unlocked yet. You see, just taking the fight initially to Macquarie so they can get that early percentage. Force Macquarie to play a little bit more passively coming out of their spawn now. Actually going to be taken up on the high ground here with the Apex Predator, signaling to the rest of Macquarie that they want to take up on the height. QUT are defending main right now. It's a good call from Tashi. In comes Juicy and Astros from behind here with the Vanpool and DD. This is not something Macquarie probably would expect.
Yeah, probably not going to be anticipating that one. Banhammer coming down from Ashtrays as well. Now we'll be able to try and press up. Talisman going down is going to be a problem for QUT, but the Devil coming out could be great. Big damage. They find Clove, but going to be traded out. Good KO from Accelerate there. They got their own Banhammer, and they are bringing it down. Tashi going to town, forcing out the boundary. Apex Predator coming out from Tashi as well, trying to get them out of it. Ashtrays now falls and more to follow, but it's going to be good from the Talisman to just stagger out the mission area there. Gets them over 50%. Macquarie, they bounce back real quick. Ooh, big citation. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, big sedation shutting Juicy down. You let this guy play Daredevil. Have to bring something to counteract it. And Cloven Dagger, great answer there with the Mantis. For QUT. Forced to give that point up. Now Macquarie will be the ones defending from main. QUT, I imagine, probably going to try and group up on that high ground just like Macquarie did. We'll see. Ashtrays going to the upgrade here. I believe that is Golden Desert Eagles now. And it's interesting that both teams opting to play that Vanpool. Macquarie playing theirs a little bit more passively, whereas QUT happy to send their Vanpool into the mix. We'll see Rage of Ultron and some Inferno combination, but Squashy will shut Juicy down in the mix of things.
And then we're going to shut down more. Where that came from is going to be a double KO onto our strategists and more to follow. So Macquarie just have to stay online on the mission area as long as they can here. They do match the percentage, but just as soon as they match, QUT now ascend all over again. So great to take the reins on the round all over again here. One positive for Macquarie is they have 3 ults to their name and pretty close to a 4th for that matter. QUT, they've got that Eternal Bond and more to follow soon, so we should see a fairly evenly matched fight in the second here, Tony. And they're already building up more charge in the neutral.
Yeah, they've got a few ultimates to play with for QUT. And will be freedom charge for Talisman to start it off here. They'll run into Macquarie head on the point, but it is going to be Cloven Dagger pumping their ultimate to trade. Juicy floating around here, 87%, almost ready to let that Devil out again. But shut down by Tool. Tashi finds Aradet, and Squashy's just floating around, dealing so much chip damage. The point will go back to Macquarie. 91% for QUT. Talisman falls back to spawn here. Great answers from Macquarie. They're just kind of answering that freedom charge that came through from QUT. They backed up. They played a little bit heavily in towards their Cloak and Dagger. And it paid off.
Yeah, shutting down Fox immediately just won them the fight, honestly, because they couldn't match with the Eternal Bond there. So at least they have it for this next fight here. Maybe the boundary as well, but already Accelerate. Hitting the gavel, dance floor coming out. Rexy in big trouble. Eternal Bond comes out. Meteor to try and match it. Will they dispatch it? No! It stays online. Glutrock's going out as well. The Devil to follow. Then will again get one delivery, actually a couple. And now the boundary to try and keep them in it. Juicy matching KO for KO. Oh, Squashy, you're in trouble. Get away. Juicy's coming. But they aren't going to be able to take them out just yet. Accelerate does go down though, but here's that portal and the rage.
Yeah, Portal from QUT, actually. They felt like they were the ones in control of that, but Rage of Ultron from Squash turns the tide, using that pillar to his advantage, floating away from Ashtrays now, getting well and truly out of the line of sight here. Down to 16, has to hide right now. And you can see Aradet on the hunt. Aradet will take Squashy down. And Song Inferno now available for Aradet. He'll let that one sing. Bang behind the portal. Will take out the White Fox. Cloven Dagger down. Talisman still slapping away onto these Vanguards. Throwing hands, throwing fists. And overtime will tick away. It's 92 now to QUT. They will cap the point.
Yeah, looking to cap it here. Not going to be able to get there fast enough. Tashi tried to touch, but unfortunately getting KO'd a little too quickly there, so couldn't trigger the OT timer. And it will be the map primed and acclaimed for QUT. So, happy days in the QUT camp here. Starting off strong into this series as they claim Bernard T'Challa. And it's going to be Ashtrays with the MVP.
Yeah, well deserved. Astros played a pretty good Van pool, all things considered. And for Macquarie, it didn't really feel like it was a 2-0 to QUT. There were a lot of heavy contestations, a lot of percentage built for both sides there. That one fight could have swayed to and fro, but you know, looking at the Elsa pick here from Macquarie, Tashi with some beautiful Apex Predators, sending members off of the map there with some environmental KOs. QUT, though, some strong answering back. Aradet was able to isolate some targets there, take out Squashy in a pivotal moment, and for QUT, well played overall.
Yeah, well played. A great start to the series there, and excited for more where that came from, Tone. You know, I think they were zoned in. Like, it looked a little bit back and forth for a little bit of time there, but they focused up. They got it done, so great to see what they can do there. And, you know, compliments to Juicy on the DD as well. Able to do some great work for their team. You know, when the Ultimates failed on the other side of things, they made things work for their team. Patience paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Daredevil was great from Juicy, and it's interesting because it feels like we've got a lot of Daredevil players for both respective rosters, right? Accelerate, Tashi, both guys that are pretty capable of playing that one. Unfortunately, didn't get to bring it into play here, and well, Matt, we will be going to Midtown for the second one. A lot of these guys like to play Midtown, and it seems like these two are no stranger to it. We'll get straight into it with the picks and locks here. Gonna be Gambit again, taken away. Hopefully, maybe see a little bit more prio here from the likes of Macquarie to that Daredevil pick. They will probably lock the Mantis early on.
That they will. It's going to be another ban online now, though. Focus towards Ultron this time around. So QUT not playing around with this. Don't care if Elsa may get taken away. They are just going to play into their strategists' strengths, so enabling invis for themselves. Mantis will be taken away, though, but they're not going to be disheveled just because they lost at one strategist, because there's many more options they can take here. So it is looking like maybe a single-sided invis, which can work out great. They can ban out the Cloak and Dagger on the Macquarie side as well. So just kind of trading picks here. But Elsa going to be taken out this time.
Yeah, Macquarie taking away Elsa. Interesting to see that QUT haven't opted to ban that one yet. They're going to be locking in the Hulk. I believe that's a little bit of a call to one of their Vanguard players. Macquarie, of course, don't get to ban the Hulk this time. We'll see DD taken away here. Smart call from Macquarie. Juicy, a little bit of a threat in that one, last one. So they'll add it. They'll adapt here. Lock in for the final. It's got to be Loki. They got Mantis. They got Loki. They got the combo, Matt.
They've got it all, Tony. They've got it all. And very eager to see how they will play into it. Heading into this one, Cloak and Dagger going to be banned away, so no Cloaky this time. But they at least got the Mantis and Cloaky, so they can have the matched Soul Resurgence there and do many, many great things. Speaking of great things, Fastball Special looking to be focused early on this one. Juicy ready and waiting. Being able to with the Feral Leap here. We've seen the Scoop Tech come out from Tashi in the past, and I'm curious if they're going to match them wolf for wolf.
There's a potential for it, right? You can see we'll take away the Ultron or the likes of Macquarie. Yeah, Scoop Tech could be good. Not seeing anybody play that one though. We'll see Van pull. It'll just be juicy. No, no fastball special, Matt. No Hulk. No thing.
No. Oh, there it is.
Quarry. Oh no, okay, there it is. I was like, surely if Juicy's like on the Wolverine, he's probably common to somebody on Q2 like, yes, please.
Throw
Fastball
me!
special. Throw me. It goes crazy, bro. They pulled out the rocket to get the pack there.
There it is, Tony.
There it is.
They've matched
Accelerate. They're gonna match it. Accelerate's gonna be on the Elsa too. So interesting comp. Adam Macquarie going for the Luna White Fox 2 for that combination. There it is. Fastball special potentially up on the high ground here. The Talisman just plays main, trying to bait them in. The over-aggressive play. Getting scooped up here by Juicy shortly.
Scooped up and taken away. Let's see how this one's going to play out. Tashi already in a little bit of CC there, but they're going to be A-okay. In action in no time and ready to go here. Take it slow. Heal's going to be much needed. Ashtray's in a bit of trouble there. Goes down to puny banner form. So will be KO'd as a matter of fact. See you later. Big power from the White Fox here. And there's more where that came from. Tashi's charging at you. You know you got to run.
Yeah, he didn't even get tossed in. He's just walking up and trying to match QUT with that pressure. Tashi will take out Talisman. Macquarie, that strategist, going to be playing on top of the mission vehicle just to get that one pushing. Only going to be opting for the one, of course. Keep one trying to keep the team healthy and online for the moment. Casualty free. We'll see the Wolf get taken out. Oh my word, accelerate. The shotgun straight to the face of Juicy.
Yeah, not going to be happy with that, are they, Tone? But at least they can still try and stop them here. You know, the mission vehicle, well, they're not going to stop them. They're going to play for the next choke point instead. Are back in Hulk form now, so they can take it easy. They've almost got Eternal Bond, so really if they do want to displace them, they can try. Big strangely prison though, gives them no time to try. Fox at least enables the Eternal Bond to keep most of their team in the fight, but man, that was rough, Tone.
Yeah, that's a big shutdown from Tool. The Juicy is somehow making it work. Fastball special in their face, just tossing Juicy around like a hacky sack. In goes Ashtrays. He'll bounce around like a hacky sack too. They're playing handball with Macquarie. The percentage was capped, but the mission area now back to QUT. Ashtrays going to be sent back down to reality a little bit, down to tiny batter form. They'll actually capture Tool last stand on top of Glabtrox. Accelerate and Tashi are done with this tomfoolery. They'll come back in a big way, and they'll continue to push this mission vehicle forward.
Happy with that, Tony. Going to be able to zone their way forward all over again. And excited to see what else they can do here. They have a ton of momentum behind them in this one. They're looking to get so much more in a second here. The only ult online right now, it's going to be that Endsong Inferno for QUT and the last stand in a second. The Quarry, they got a few more. Kumio Unleashed are going to be coming out from a Clove here, and it will be immediately punished. So, great reaction from QUT right now.
Yeah, that's a perfect reaction now, and Juicy. Rexy walking up. Ashtray is just bouncing like the Hulk. Fastball special is just so interesting to see because it has like no wind up time. You can just pop it instantly as soon as you initiate it. Ashtray's on top of Tashi. Macquarie will be sent to their spawn, getting a little bit over eager for that fight. Great punishment from QUT. We have Strangling Prison up. We have Meteor for Squashy too. And some Freedom Charge coming up here from QUT. As well, Boundary. Both Strategist Ultimate's actually pretty up for QUT. So they're happy to fight for this space and just throw some fists in the mix, and it's Accelerate fighting Juicy.
Oh, gonna be found and looking for more. Strangling Prison from Tool all over again into the Meteor. Dance floor online as well. Trying to see if they can keep their team enabled here, and they will find plenty of KOs. Looking to displace even more. Puny Banner take the floor. So it did take a bit of time, you know, a bit of giving here, but they're now primed up to take even more space. A good little delay from Juicy as well.
Yeah, nice little delay. The fadeaway that from Pool looked great. Wall's going to be set up here in place. Pool's going to get that extra HP to play with. QT. Ashtrays, no shy of a member to go for an aggressive push. Gloptrox pulls Fox out of the mix for the moment. Global take out Ashtrays. The Freedom Charge in return from Talisman will stall this mission vehicle. Goshi has taken out Juicy once again, slowly losing members, but this Captain America is pretty good at stalling this mission vehicle.
Be good for it, and it could be good for even more in a second, but they can only stall for so long before they will get KO'd. So, gonna enable them to get the next checkpoint online here, and looking to see if they can achieve more where that came from. Hulk Smash available, and last stand here. Kumio unleashed around the corner. So everything looking good in that respect, but it's the neutral where everything counts into this one. We're actually playing into Jeff as well now. Could actually be the difference maker. You know, if they can get the old charge in time, it could be fantastic. Speaking of, it's going to be the last stand coming out from Tashi. They do not want to deal with Cap, and now they've taken out both Vanguards.
Yeah, Vanguard's gone for QUT, so that means Macquarie have the freedom to walk up and take all the space without being contested here. Next, going to be over to the Jeff, a signature from him in MRC there, MRI. Macquarie, some of their signatures. Tashi, as you alluded to, of course, a pretty good Wolverine over in the Night series of things. Over in the MRC as well. It's going to be Ashtrays floating around with his Hulk once again. Juicy able to collect onto Squashy. Ghouls at least able to shut down Juicy. Strictly Prison on top of Fox. Perfectly set up now, trying to find the Jeff as well with a Kumio from Clove. This could be good, but Ensong Inferno back from Aradet. QUT still fighting for this one.
Fighting hard, fighting strong. A big barrel leap from Tashi. Almost takes him out of the fight. Not going to be able to get it though. Forced into the retreat here. Still keeping Tool in the fight somehow, some way. And the Talisman gets caught. It's Jeff from Rexy trying to shut them down. They've caught two here, and they immediately get focused. Big reaction from Macquarie there.
Yeah, that's a strong answer. And my word, last stand, Tashi. Oh, do it to him. Flexing the Wolverine against Juicy. Wanted to go for the ego matchup, and it feels like it's paying off for Macquarie Talisman. And back to this Cap. He's going to be floating around trying to stop this mission vehicle. Tashi shuts it down. Last stand in return from Juicy. We'll be able to secure 1 KO quickly there. On top of the Eternal Bond, Macquarie are going to be losing their members. Fate of both worlds was used here. Tashi still trying to stall and keep this one going. The rest of QT are here. They're back and they're ready. Tashi needs to be careful. He might need to get out here.
Need to get out a quick, smart turn. Otherwise, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Time ticking down here. Apex Predator could actually be huge if they can make it work. Juicy changing off to Hella right now as well is interesting to see. You know, playing for this last point contest here. Maybe trying to utilize the Soul Drain there. See what they can manage though. Here we go, Banhammer coming out from Ashtrays, trying their best to shut down the strat line here, but it's just not working. Their sustain is just too great here, Tony. And they will trade it out now. Big Strangling Prison does shut them down, so they're getting all the KOs they need. A Freedom Charge though is the perfect way to stall them out.
Yeah, Talisman bouncing around like a brainiac right now, but he's going to be shut down eventually, right? That Captain America Ultimate only lasts so long. Ensong Inferno for Aradet out of spawn, trying to pop something quickly. Macquarie though, situated in a pretty good spot, but overtime's ticking now. Aradet with a few missed shots. And it is Squashy, it's Tool, it's Accelerate, it's Tashi, all over it. All in the KO feed here for Macquarie. Perfectly played. They will secure 3. I would pull Tashi onto the DD to make that one happen.
Oh yeah, gonna have to pull them over to bring out the greatest, and gonna be all sorted for Macquarie there. They push it the full distance, albeit it did take a lot longer than they initially would have anticipated, but means that QUT at least have a slither of leeway if they can match them, if they can also push things up. Ooh, looking to play into our team-ups here with Cap and Bucky. Surprised to see Bucky being hovered once again, Tony. You know, he's getting looked at a little more than I guess I would have thought into Season 7.5 here. And a Punisher going to be enabled as well.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I alluded to a little bit there. I believe it was Hyper playing that Bucky for a bit. A little bit nerfed as of late, but also, you know, some recent touch-ups on, I believe it's the primary fire, so, you know, buffs and nerfs for the Bucky. We'll see how it plays, but Macquarie gonna be hell of a more, Matt, for this one on the defense. Interesting little adaptation, potentially, from Macquarie.
4, 3,
Yeah, Deep Breath team up are going to be locked in here for Accelerate and Tashi. And now looking to lock in the Cap and Bucky team up all over again here. So who will be able to rise to the occasion on this one? That is going to be tested and proven nice and quick. Already seen the full lash walls enabled just to try and clean some space here. Just to disengage some of that line of sight. But they're doing a pretty good job of just stalling them out, trying to force that pressure. And it's working, Tone. They've taken out Tool now. This is a great start.
Yeah, that's super clean. Juicy there. Everybody forced to fall back. Squashy now trying to soak up all of the front end of fair. Accelerate has been taken out. Ashtray is actually swapping over to the mag. Not doing too bad. Aradette, Rexy, Ashtrays. It's a double KO from Ashtrays. Showing flexibility in the bin. Guard pull here. QUT.
don't turn back now.
Again, pretty strong push from them. Macquarie go for the portal already.
Off the rip there, they're ready to let it rip and looking to see if they can get more. They will hit the floor with all these KOs and they get the capture point nice and quick. Wow, Tony. They've got 5 minutes to their name now. They're looking good, looking confident. But I mean, when you look back, Macquarie were pretty similar in their own first push.
Yeah, it's very similar to how Macquarie were able to take their first point. This is where it really kind of broke down QUT, showing the same early aggression that Macquarie showed on their attack side. Tashi DD once again, and it will be accelerated over to the Phoenix. So, we keep it Tool the Strange. Don't have that portal to play with. Invisible Boundary will come out from QUT. We'll see Kraken impacts here. But we'll see the dance floor from Macquarie to really nullify that one. Meteor coming out. Not going to get the slam from Ashtray's Eternal Bond. Everybody forcing to use their ultimates. We'll see Kumio as well from Clover Dagger. Just trying to do something here, make something work. Agamotto's going to get shot down there. Freedom charge. We got QUT.
Oh, looking for more as well. Accelerate brings out the delayed Ensong Inferno. Enables a couple of KOs for their team. Devil's out as well here. And ready to fight. But not going to say goodnight here. We'll still be just stalling it out. So good for Macquarie to at least get a win over on this one. They can reset the fight potential. QUT already looking to dive straight back in, Tony. Let's see if they can zone it out here. The Talisman is locked in.
Talisman locked in here for the likes of Macquarie. Let's see what they can do with it. UT still pushing this mission vehicle forward. Herbie on his merry way. Juicy will be able to find one. Looking for a little bit more from Ashtrays. Meteor comes out from Squashy, immediately going to be denied. Aradette here with the final judgment. We'll let that sing. There's a little bit of damage. Ashtrays secures the KO. This is pretty decisive attack here now from QUT. Trying to stop Accelerate from getting back. Won't be able to touch. Trying to find one on to Aradette, but his teammates are going to be able to shield him from harm. QUT. 4 minutes now.
Oh, it's going to be that and a dream, Tony. And see if they can make that come true because they're on the final stretch right now. Going to take it slow, take it easy. Talisman trying their best, but not good enough. And see if they can warm up to this one as more KOs start to come to fruition here. Juicy going down. Good trade coming out from the defensive side. So, going to see what else they can make happen here. They will be able to take it slow, take it easy. But Tony, There's no time to warm up anymore. It's time to get back in the game.
And they need to get back into this. Macquarie, Hashi, going to be over to the Star-Lord now. You won't see the Gambit Star-Lord team up because Gambit was perm banned by both sides here, so not really allowed the luxury. But we know what Tashi's capable of on the Star-Lord just alone. But you're going to have to be cautious. Still, UT advancing this mission vehicle forward. It is going to be Boundary on top of Meteor. Astray's not going to be able to get the dunk, and Agamotto in return, and will be everybody piling on the Juicy. Fought a little bit too far forward now. Rexy going to be slapped up here by Tool. Fox actually going to be the one that meets their fatal end. Aradet as well, trying to live for the moment. Accelerate with the Endsong Inferno. They will wipe this mission vehicle. We'll stagger out these Vanguard KOs too. Macquarie, that's the fight that they needed right now. Oh, big hook from Juicy. Shut down once again. Gets a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, displaced out of that one, aren't they? Not going to be able to take advantage any further. The Talisman could enable them back into the fight. I mean, they've got the Freedom Charge that can barge in with that if needed. Shield running a little bit low here, but here we go. It's time to charge in, and we'll be frozen, so nullifying some of that impact. I'll go on to the diving strike as well. Tashi bringing out the Star-Lord. The Galactic Legend is here, and it's shot down immediately. Oh, Squashy!
Yeah. Oh my word, Squashy Meteor. We don't even get to dissect what's going on because it's all still happening. All the action's still going down. Fox trying to hold down this mission vehicle while the rest of the fight ensues in front of them. He's going to be trading towards the backside of that mission vehicle, but they still put the pressure on. Big Meteor from Squashy. Huge deny from the shield toss from Talisman on the Tashi. The fight does evenize for the moment. Minute 50 left here for QQT. They are still fighting. Talisman still hovering around, trying to get on towards the strategist. Boundary up once again for Rexy. But it is immediately traded by the Fate of Both Worlds. Endsong to go bang, but it doesn't do anything.
Nothing yet, but their time may come around the corner here. Meteor going to be activatable for Ashtrays here. One in the same. Tool does still have that Agamotto, but they don't need to pull the trigger too brazenly here. Speaking of, Meteor comes out and it will not go anywhere. Ashtrays will be the one going away alongside maybe the rest of their darn team. So, going to be unlucky timing here. They really can't afford to get taken down, but at least they've got maybe another fight left in them. But, oh, it's still tough grounds to try and cover here with a minute to go.
And now changing up the pace. Astro's back to hold. Juicy going to be on the Psylocke now. Great denier there towards the strategist if they can get the dive going. Aradet just going to be their frontline damage as well with the punish. The Judgment's going to be coming up pretty soon. And Macquarie, they've got a lot of ultimates to answer. Meteor almost for Squashy. Tashi almost to the Galactic Legend. Still have Kumiho and that Eye of Agamotto. And it will be early. Cool almost getting taken out. And here's the Galactic Legend. Boundary is going to be answered. Final Judgment forces Tashi backward. Meteor, though, trying to go for the big slam. Aradet taken out there immediately. Great answer from Squashy. Kumiho now trying to retreat Endsong Inferno from Accelerate. He has to kind of just float there and wait. There's nothing really else to capitalize with that one. And, well, it will be the White Fox taking Juicy on to Accelerate. And this is QUT now looking for the push with 5 seconds left.
Ooh, they've been stopped at the line though. Tashi in trouble. Crawls back. Dance of the Cutterfly coming out towards spawn there. Only fighting nascently, but it could be enough. Trading it out. And a more to follow here. They don't wallow in it. It's going to be KO swallowed up. Locked down. Locked in. Cap is saving the day here. And that's going to be that. The Talisman closes it out with a quad. We are going to OT.
Oh my word. Big from Talisman there. And big from QUT. Just when we thought they were done and out of that one, Juicy swaps the Psylocke. Dance of the Cutterfly, denying Macquarie from walking out of their spawn without taking a ton of chip damage. Now, OT we go. 2 sides here with a lot to play for. Macquarie, they just want a map on their board. QUT really wanting to close this one in 2. Both teams with a minute now to play with. Not a lot is being brought up here. Juicy going to be on the Strange. They're going to be going for the triple map.
Yeah, looking to go 3 for 3 in this one. Could work out. I mean, it's a very good stall composition coming out. You know, it's a pretty big classic, honestly. Going for the triple there, especially playing into an Atom or Rocket for that matter. You can just kind of stall them out for as long as possible. And I think Atom's going to be the great enabler, especially considering all they have to do is play into it for a minute here. So if they can get that Karmic Revival as quick as possible, it would be perfect. Even if they get shot down in the fight, they can at least bring it back nice and hasty. But it's now on Macquarie Onyx to pressure this one as fast and as far as they possibly can. They have some great enablers, you know. I like how Accelerate's playing on the Punisher here in particular. Tashi going to be on the Psylocke as well, matching Juicy's energy from the last round there a little bit. So keen to see what they can achieve, and a Squashy one in the same. But for now, they do find the opener, Tony. Tashi's back. It does get traded. And now there's more where that came from. It's KO City.
Still KO's coming through from Macquarie. They're trying to play that bunker from QUT, and it doesn't really pay off for them. They'll lose Aradet. They'll lose Rexy. Tashi just free-flowing the Psylocke, looking for the third, the triple KO from Tashi. Tashi's not letting up. Trying to let the Strange know he might be next. Juicy having a fall back here. Squashy, one of his teammates in kind, trying to help him out too. And Macquarie, a great push there. Beautiful triple from Tashi.
Gonna be another one around the corner as well, trying their best for it. Squashy delivers a good don't strike there, trying their best to get more over the top, and will deliver. Fox is down, trying to see if they can get some more here. Banhammer is activatable. And there's the Agamotto into the Banhammer. Lots of KOs now pumped up and underway. Looking to see if they can sway even more into their favor, but Macquarie are doing a great job of just stalling them out here. Feast of the Abyss as well. They're just playing over the mission vehicle as long as they can. I love this coming out from them here. You know, they're just stalling as long as possible.
Yeah, they're stalling for that portal to come through. There's the butterfly on top of the invisible boundary, sorry. Cubio Unleashed now on top of the mission vehicle. Macquarie just trying to get something happening right now. Just try and find that quick KO, secure the fight in their favor. Cubio on top of the point, not doing a whole too lot. It is going to be Tool swapping over to Loki. Just desperation from Macquarie right now as their HPs are going down by the second. Squashy back on. The Squashy now having to fly away, trying to stall that Sentley as well. And it will be QUT stopping the push at around that first point cap, Matt. Don't get any extra time because it's overtime. And Macquarie, they only get themselves 22 meters and a 4.
Yeah, not going to be able to push it any further than that, Tony. So, that's going to be that for that first push. Now, it's the pressure on QUT to try and push it themselves even further beyond. Will they be able to deliver? Will Macquarie be able to stop them in their tracks? It's all going to be proven. All will be unveiled right around the corner here. Juicy playing into the Wolvie. Fast ball special enabled. Now looking to see if they can take it just one step further here or not. But they've at least got that Primal Flame team up. And they are looking to play into the Rocket as well. So Rexy building up a bit of confidence there. Can play into the BRB and really enable their team. Will Macquarie be able to match that though? That is going to be tested.
It's lots of desire here. Tashi sticking with the Psylocke. Accelerate sticking with the Phoenix. We'll see Tool back to Mag. Squashy with the Venom, which I don't mind out of Squashy, right? We saw a little bit of Strategist Squashy. We've seen a little bit of Vanguard Squashy. Feels like Squashy's pretty flexible of a guy. Can fit into any role if called upon. UT though. Props to their Vanguard lineup. Ashtray's Talisman have been playing a spectacular series so far. And showing no signs of letting up. Juicy trying to get that quick kidnap. Does have to fall back though for the moment. Ashtray's trying to control the height. Looks down to the mission vehicle. Again, both these teams are only a minute, so you have to move very precisely.
Every movement counts. Every moment could make or break this game. Just like that. So, Squashy already attacking into the skies here, ready to rise up and keep focus around their team and around the back of the enemy team. Going to see if they can shut down some of those strategists there, utilize their abilities just to pop in and pop out of the fight time and time again here. So playing their role to success. Ashtray's one and the same. Does focus up. Tool goes down. Good start. Looking for more over the top. Taking Venom off the wall. That's a bit cheeky, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, Squash getting, well, a rude awakening. Tashi will be able to find Talisman, though. Ultimate's built up for both sides. QT, Ensong, Internal Bond, and Invisible Boundary. Macquarie, they have a few of theirs starting to come online. It will be Ensong. Not really able to do all too much there from Aradet. Just kind of a little bit of a warning to what's to come. Rexy will find Tashi. Ensong from Accelerate on top of Ashtray's Boundary here. On top of the mission vehicle, Kumio unleashed. Clove gets shut down. Juicy, cracking impact for a double. Looking for the triple KO from Juicy. And it shuts it all down. OT will take Squashies. Again, trying to stall. He does have Feast of the Abyss. He'll get it on top of everybody. No bonus for HP granted because it was on top of the Kirby. He will not be able to get it, but the portal's back and they're out with the fate of both worlds. Matt Macquarie is still here.
Still here in high gear. They pop Stratholds for days. They're so close yet so far. They're right on the edge of this one, Tony. Agamotto from Tashi. They found Juicy with the Meteor as well. This is great now. All the KOs stacking up right on the edge of the line here, Tony. This is all looking dreadful for QUT right now. Ashtray's desperately holding on, but no! They go down to Beauty Banner form. Macquarie, hold firm!
Oh my god, it is gonna be 4-4. A draw here, Matt. Macquarie able to stave off QUT. Rexy, a well-deserved MVP. Some boundaries that went crazy. And Macquarie, a props to him, Matt. That was a huge one from them. They needed that. QUT, that was a huge game out of them as well. Juicy coming to life there with that cracking impact just to get QUT to that point in that overtime push.
Love to see it, and love to see our fellow teammates getting their MVPs across both of these rosters here. Love to see it, Tony. But, you know, we're getting draws coming out in Ignite. We're getting draws coming out in the AEL University Elite Series as well. Can you believe it? Absolutely insane how we have a draw right here, right now, Tony. And, wow, I'm so speechless. We're going to have to take a sec to get our next map ready, because that was insane. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series, where everything and anything happens, apparently, Tony. Even a draw.
Yeah, a rare circumstance where we get a draw there, the auto push coming through, and then getting stalled out. We'll go to our third one here. Heart of Heaven, Convergence for Macquarie and QUT. And I imagine we'll see... Oh, Invis. Macquarie shaking us up here on their first ban.
And taking it for themselves. Yeah, so heavy focus there. Not worried about Gambit, it would appear, but they are going to have that Daredevil maybe banned away from them. And it is. There you go. So no Daredevil today. We'll see a single-sided protect. It's going to be Gambit. So we'll see the Rage and Royal Flush activatable. Most likely are going to see Mantis banned out next. Maybe Vanpool if they want. But likely going to be probably the Mantis. And there you go.
Yeah, going to be Mantis ban. Both sides. Cloak and Dagger ban here for Macquarie. Don't have to deal with Fox's Cloak and Dagger. That's been a little bit of a nuisance in some of these fights for Macquarie. That Eternal Bond has been quite clutch in holding QUT's fights in their favor. Looking for the Daredevil lock. They'll get a Daredevil one-sided, Gambit one-sided. I worry for Macquarie looking at that.
Yeah, I'm pretty concerned after that as well, Tone. I'm worried, very worried about what that could look like, but at least they have banned out the Hulk this time, so if they did want to play into something like the Fastball Special again, they can't. Hulk's gone, but Macquarie at least have the Elsa to play into now, so they've locked in one of the powerful heroes, and eager to see what will be banned away in consequence, as QUT have got one last ban, and who they take away can definitely shift the tides of this game.
Yeah, this is a very important last ban. Wolverine for QT is their final ban. They'll get DD Gambit. They'll probably get the Rogue as well, because the Rogue will go uncontested. Macquarie, at least, you know, Invis Elsa's not bad. Well, that is, yeah. DD Gambit, Rogue, and as well, Talisman probably just going to go straight back towards the cap. Macquarie, this is a lot to answer right now, and we'll, of course, really contemplate for them what picks are going to be. Vanpool for Squash, he could be good. Magneto available, so Tool going to be rocking with that one, I imagine. And here we are. Aradet as well. Star-Lord. Gambit, Star-Lord, DD.
Oh, that's so terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gambit, Star-Lord, DD. You got Rogue as well for the team-up, Tone. It's...
Oh, my.
hell. They're the 6 Horsemen of the Apocalypse on the QUT side right now. I'm terrified of what they can do, but I mean, one of the same, you know, Macquarie have got a few answers themselves here. They can play into the Strange Invis team up there. They're also playing into Elsa and the Deadpool here, so not too shabby at all, Tony, and keen to see who's going to be able to get the better of this one. So we jump into Heart of Heaven for what feels like the first time in a very long time.
Yeah, we haven't seen Heart of Heaven, especially here in the AEL. And they're already off to the races. Juicy, Rexy, Aradet, selecting some quick KOs. Macquarie will have to go back to their spawn already. Don't even get a moment to breathe or a moment to set up. An interesting aggressive position as well from Talisman towards that low ground. Covered by the smoke too, so nobody here from Macquarie is going to see Talisman before he pops out. Unless the shots come through, and they will be. Hashi reveals. Talisman now known. QUT need to be a little bit more careful now. Talisman decides that he's been revealed, he'll just go for the swing anyway.
Bit to the bit there. Tashi going to do the same. Almost bringing more pain. Draining out a KO after KO, maybe. But for the moment, they at least enable their team to push up a little further here. Big focus over towards them there as well. Not going to be able to get it as yet, however. it will be the duelist lineup. At least they're finding the starting mark here. Maybe more to follow, but still going to take their time.
Yeah, struggling to get out this right side here next to the waterfall. Aradette still a pretty big nuisance to deal with. Tasha getting marked hard there by Aradette. Caught in the invis state. Might be taken out. Ashtrays as well on the tool. Rogue's pretty good at dealing with strangers, especially in the neutral where you can kind of just walk up past the shield and just throw a little left, right, good night. And a little chip damage in QUT as well. Winning out these fights pretty decisively, not having to use any of the ultimates that they have.
Yeah, they're doing a great job just to stall in that aspect, aren't they? You know, they don't need to activate at a moment's notice. They can just play it for time here, but time so far so good. Heading past the 2-minute mark now and down to even less. Will they be able to find a way to break in? Still going to be tested. A breaking royal flush coming out right now. It's going to be the Galactic Legend as well, but no one going to be taken out. The dance floor coming out just in time here.
That's perfectly timed for Macquarie. That shuts down the entire Gambit ultimate. I don't believe the Star-Lord got caught in that, but we'll see Heartbreaker through from Ashtrays, and we'll see Juicy letting the devil out. Doesn't matter that they don't get the combination they require. They've got all of the ultimates to play with. Juicy will go up in air, trying to mark Tashi. He's trying to get out. He'll be able to retreat to safety. That's the health pack from underneath, but Juicy chases him down. Tashi getting absolutely taken to town here by Juicy. The block is good. Juicy will fall, and that is 3 minutes gone from Macquarie's attack clock.
Yeah, they've done such a great job, honestly, to just hold the things back here. Freedom Charge coming in as well, so they can kind of counterattack here. Galactic Legend coming out, nascently going down. Good to trade it out on a Fox there, trying to hunt down Rexy. Not going to be able to find them. Oh, baby, in a second. Big damage, Tashi's hunting! And we'll get it in the end there. So that's a great way to commit in the beginning here. Juicy in a bit of trouble as well. 1 HP in a dream, and they go down! But they still need to find more here, Tony.
Yeah, they still need to find more. Tashi's still got his smooth moves going. Dancing around with that Star-Lord. He's able to float away. Beautiful pick onto his Ignite teammate. Getting the difference there on the Rexy with a 1-click. Tool will walk up here as well. Eye of Agamotto's good. This is still doable for Macquarie. Looking to stun up a few. Squashy secures a quick 2 KOs here. Macquarie might be able to cap. There's no portal here from QUT. They are getting absolutely staggered out here. Juicy at least able to find Clove. Talisman now could look for this touch. Juicy finding nascently, but the portal's going to come in return here. QUT will be able to touch on Justice overtime in 66. Counter portal, but Fox is through. He's on towards the backside of the point. The rest of them also are able to get through. QUT are able to defend.
Immediate pop there of the regeneration domain as well. Galactic Legend coming out here just to try and wipe them up, and it works out perfectly. Fantastic work coming through from QUT there to seize control over the mission area, not even allowing Macquarie to get to the convoy section. So, going to be a very difficult battle ahead of them here. That regeneration domain did so much good work from the Loki as well towards the end there. So they're going to be happy with that. But now it's back onto the Rogue. They play into the team up here, and they are looking to steam ahead.
Looking to push forward. What a portal from both sides, right? It was a great counter one from QUT. Macquarie, they had the right idea. They were trying to stop QUT's portal from the defense, and it just didn't quite land there. QUT able to get out, stall it. Now they've got 4 minutes to play with. Macquarie, they got themselves 71%. But they're going to have to lock it down in a big way. We're looking at the picks here, and we're seeing potential Blade there for Accelerate. I don't think so. Blade hasn't been touched in a little bit, Matt. You know, 7.5 Blade didn't really receive like any shadow buff, shadow nerfs. Blade's kind of the same as he was as Season 7 hit. And still feels like it doesn't want to be the pick that Macquarie are after. You're going to be sticking with Invis Luna. Actually going to be sticking Star-Lord. Also a little move here with Squashy up on the roof.
Yeah. Busting a little move there. I don't think many teams are going to be bringing out the Blade, to be honest. The only one out of all competition I could see doing it is probably Gen G, and that's it. So, curious to see what's going to happen here and now. QUT already taking damage. Here's the strike. They dive straight in, and Macquarie struggling to adapt here, but they do pull ahead. Juicy's down, and maybe more to follow.
Yeah, great answer from Macquarie. I saw Juicy and Talisman running at the strats. I'm like, oh no, not now. Not right now. Not when Macquarie need a big hold. They get shut down immediately. Great answer from Macquarie. Playing into the neutral pretty well. Again, Squashy is going to be floating around up on this Gates. He's going to receive a bubble. It's a little bit too early. I don't think Squashy needed the bubble there.
Yeah, maybe a little preemptive onto that one, but that's okay. You know, they can at least get that cooldown back soon. Gonna be happy with that. And good opener from Tashi does shut down Aradet. Ashtrays could be in a bit of trouble as well, but will get healed straight back up, so they're going to be good for that at the minimum here. But QUT, they're struggling to find the opening so far. They need to figure out a way through this one, Tony.
Yeah, struggling to find space. Might be taking out Squashy. Raging Royal Flush going to be coming in from Rexy, but Fox is taking out the interim here. And Song Inferno from Accelerate to try and dodge out the Gambit fight here coming through from QUT, and they're going to be staggered out. They don't have that second strategist to keep them up. Ashtray is now going to be hunted by Macquarie in the caves. They'll take him out. Accelerates will put the pressure onto Aradet. Raging Royal Flush null and void here. Macquarie, great fight once again.
Great fight all over again, and ready to rumble. They're going to stumble straight back in, catching Juicy there through the fire and flames, and prepared to find more as well as they take it slow and steady here. Got a few ults to their name, but QUT, they're getting dangerously close to some of their own. Galactic Legend is available here. Feast of the Abyss is enabled, and their own Galactic Legend. So, going to commit 2 ults to this one, and we'll be able to shut them down just in time. But QUT, they don't care. They can just re-engage into the next fight. They're already right next to spawn.
Yeah, that feels a little bit greedy from Macquarie. Squashy, Tashi. Great combination, though, using that feast to get everybody anteed up. That way they have nothing really to answer to the Galactic Legend coming in from Tashi. And Squashy, he's been a menace with this Venom. Very impressed how he's playing it right now, especially on that last map as well. Using Feast to stall, using Feast to get so much chip damage in, and just kind of floating around and being a nuisance that's hard to deal with. He'll be taken out, though, and not be able to get back towards the boundary. Tashi might have to retreat here. The rest of Macquarie are going to be playing on the point. Great snowball there, going from Luna. It's going to be Meteor on top of the dance floor, but Fox will be able to avoid getting taken out. It's Galactic Legend now here from Aradet.
Yeah, the Galactic Legend is out. They're trying their best to slice through it. Juicy bringing the devil out as well. Fox goes down. Good trade from Juicy, though. And Sog burns their way in. So they're trading player for player. But QUT are on top of this one. This could be the opening they need. The portal's out, but they might not be able to get anyone back through in time. Regeneration domain comes out at least, but it's not enough, Tony.
It's not enough. Macquarie, they're charging back, trying to get their tool. Spider-Man from Tashi. And Macquarie, it was such a great game from them. But in the end, it goes to QUT with 6 seconds left there, Matt. QUT, a valiant hold on Heart of Heaven. And it pays off valiantly. They will 2-0 Macquarie here.
They will get it done in the end, but you know, you say 2-0, but it was 3 maps. Incredible to see our first draw in competition there. So 2-0, 3 maps, a very, very good result coming out from QUT there. A hard-fought battle between both of these incredible rosters, and wow, man. Just insane stuff, all in all.
Yeah, the scoreline doesn't say it right, 2-0 QUT, but you know it's realistically 2-1, right? You know, Macquarie, they got the draw. Feels like they won it. You know, it was just under circumstances the draw came through, And then QT, great hold there on Heart of Heaven. Again, just the portal to portal play there. Really coming in clutch from them.
Yeah, they clutched it out when it mattered and it paid dividends. So big stuff coming through from them there, and are really impressed with how they managed to hold themselves together, Tony. But that is going to be a wrap on that series. Incredible stuff. It's only up from here, Tony. We've got another series waiting just around the corner, and we'll be back soon. Welcome back, everybody! It's time for more AEL University Elite Series with Batsy and 2-Tap Tony. And who else? We've got our teams, Monash Maniacs taking on a Deacon. Our next best of 3 endeavor. And here's our rosters.
Here they are for you, the Monash Maniacs. It's Sean Frost, Cosmo, Nevermind, Happy Boys, Jam, and Zhao Muha. And for the side of Deacon, it's Rack M, Crispy Bread, Bumper Squid, Rollerball, Hero, and JJ Matt. We saw Deacon last week, unfortunately, come to an unfortunate loss. But they did definitely fight for it, and as well for the side of Monash Maniacs. Down towards the bottom of the barrel, but doesn't really prove what they're worth, right? They've shown some signs of life here, and we'll see it going into Peripheral.
Yeah, see plenty of signs of life coming into this one, and just like that, we're seeing an interesting draft set coming off the rip. It's going to be a Daredevil first band here from Monash, and Deacon, we go and stock a standard in to the Gambit. So good on the Mantis Protect here, and keen to take away the Elsa.
Yeah, Monash Maniacs saw that last series. They're like, all right, what's good? DD, Elsa. Don't want to deal with it. Gambit still potentially here for Deacon if they are able to slip that one through. We'll see. The likes of Maniacs actually keep the invis. So Deacon, they've still got a lot of things that they also probably have to ban out here. Cloak and Dagger going to be a prio that they don't want to have to deal with. And well, we'll see where this one sways because there's still a lot of picks to be potentially played here for both sides.
Yeah, a lot of picks to come through here, and let's see what they're going to be able to do, because we have no more Ultron, no more Groot, and no more worries. We are going to get the next Protector, though. It can be anything, really. They can protect the Mantis for themselves here if they want to match them. Okay. They are going to be protecting the Black Widow. Tony, looks like we're playing for the vibes.
We are definitely playing for the vibes. If you're a Monash Maniacs fan, this is a cool one. Maybe I'll get some fans there in the chat. And Deadpool going to be banned out here. Vanpool specifically for Deacon. They're going to get the Gambit, so they get Gambit Mantis as 2 of their prio picks here. Interesting, no prioritization towards the Loki. Loki available still here for potential banning from the side of the Maniacs. We'll see what they opt to ban finally here. Ooh, okay. You're going to have to ban the Loki if you're going to ban the Groot. Rogue.
Yeah, that's going to be Rogue banned out. Okay. I mean, it makes sense considering they have the single-sided Gambit here. They don't want to enable that team-up at a minimum. So I get it. Oh my goodness. I think we might be seeing the duelist Deadpool, Tony. Dual Pool could be out. Thor maybe coming out as well with magic. So very interesting composition looking to be locked down here for Monash. I'm all for it. You know, I love to see creativity coming into the meta.
Yeah, this is interesting. Magic. Gonna be brought to play here. Dual Pool. Magic and Dual Pool. Pretty dive heavy composition, right? It's not your DD, it's not your Elsa, it's not even the Wolverine, but like it's still pretty dive heavy, you know. Dual Pool probably plays very dive heavy for the side of Deacon, though a little bit more kind of in tune with what they want to play. JJ Star-Lord, you see Hero Gambit, so we'll see the Gambit Star-Lord, the Raging Legend, as we like to call it.
That's it. Raging Legend could be locked down here. Could be the Raging Judgment too. Oh, goodness me. No. But we are going to be getting down to business. Made Pool is on deck here. Happy Boys are good to try and keep focused up on the Dual Pool here and ready. Get down to business. Never mind, says never mind to the turret, as they will look to destroy it. But they're going to be the ones destroyed, it would seem. A good start from Rollerball, rolling on through.
Yeah, just letting that turret get all the damage out. Hero selecting his KO target. Jama trying to do something here. Will be able to collect Rollerball actually in the backside of things. That's the Deacon will be able to cap. JJ is going to hunt down the Magic too. It's a great start here for Deacon. All things considered, you know, the dual pull, interesting call to make here from the Monash Maniacs. And see if it continues to into their downturn or to their upturn here. Deacon, Bumper Squid up on the high ground. Venom, pretty good at avoiding lines of sight too. I was going to say not every day is everybody looking up here to deal with that. Venom dive comes in and JJ gets shut down.
Yeah, immediate punishment there, and Zhao will be able to take it down Hero as well. So a good starter coming out from them there, but Deacon, they're still holding on to the mission area, and nobody's dealing with Rollerball. They're just a mobile turret just over the mission area, just getting damaged for days for free. Nobody look. They're invisible until they aren't.
Well, JJ's back. Probably looking to hunt down that Jeff. We'll see Sean try to get out to safety. Deacon, though, they control the mission vehicle. Oh, sorry, the mission area. Sorry, no Herbie here. Mission area going to be controlled here for Deacon. And it's, yeah, interesting actually as well, looking at Deacon's composition compared to last week. Rollerball was on the Vanguard last week. But now, opting to play him on the duels feels a little bit more at home. Bumper Squid on top of a few. Will be strangling Prison KO secured by Bumper. On top of everybody from Monash. Normally you don't see that one every day.
No, not going to see that one every day. Maybe tomorrow, but maybe not. So, with the shots coming over the top here, Bumper Squid in a bit of trouble. Has managed to creep out of it, not for long. Never mind, good for it there, and maybe good for more. Try and push on. A touch will come through. OT timer. Rage Royal Flush. It's Jeff coming out, though. Could disengage them here.
And that's the Raging Legend coming out. JJ will shut down there. It's Jeff from Sean, and it will be JJ up in air. Agamotto comes out, but the KOs are coming to Deacon's board. There is the Star-Lord flying through air, slashing and dashing and shooting away these targets. Happy Boys trying to do something with this dual pull, but it's not going to do all too much. Shut down by Rollerball, and it will be Deacon to control the first point of Krakoa.
Great start coming through from them there, capturing the Grove, and, you know, it just felt like it was a full turret warfare for a majority of that point, Tony. You know, just really impressed with how they managed to hold firmly onto control into that one, and curious to see if they can match that all over again. But we've got the toy box team up coming out between the dual pool and the Jeff this time around, so looking to enable themselves even further beyond here. But Tony, what do they do to match them? And those are some impressive hops. I think they've been in the B-hop server, haven't they?
Oh my god, that guy's been practicing his movement. Happy Boys. I like that. Getting himself pretty charged up there. Deacon. What do they do to keep this hold going? Monash Maniacs will swap over to the Magneto for Cosmos. That's a pretty good answer, but I am still going to be on this Loki. We're going to be having that Gambit Loki copy available for Deacon. And this feels like a little bit of misjudgment here from Monash. JJ, though, always getting caught on that pillar. Monash Maniacs. Jama swapping over to the Punisher is not a bad idea, but we're going to be seeing Final Judgment already. Boundary pop by Monash early. Forced to expend that one, so both teams just going to shake hands and trade ultimates.
Yeah, trading ult for ult here. Ooh, ready to rumble. Don't stumble, Tony. They're going to be slicing and dicing their way straight through with a pop quiz there, and it looks like they've passed the test. So, double down. Take some good pictures for the memories, and that's going to be a great way to divide them.
The battle isn't over yet.
Yeah, what a way to start. Monash baiting out the ultimates there from Deacon. Judgment doesn't do anything. They had to use the boundary just to keep themselves safe, but great play from Happy Boys. Starting to see a little bit of life to this dual pool now. Maybe we see Bumper Squid fly on through. Beast of the Abyss available if it gets a little bit dicey, and will opt to use it immediately. Final Judgment bubbled up from the Magneto, so Xiaoma trying to make something happen, but JJ will be able to find something. It's Raging Royal Flush. Not even used here. Deacon, get that done without the ultimates.
Yeah, somehow, some way, they are able to get it through. Don't even need to commit the ults this time. And will find one in the neutral there. Nicely done by JJ. They've got that Raging Legend available as well if they need it. To try and displace them all over again. But for now, they can just sit comfortably. You know, they're going to be A-OK. If it's Jeff does get enabled here, though, the Galactic Legend could be a good solution. Speaking of, Happy Boys are back on deck, but will be shut down immediately.
I believe that Gambit ult came out from Hero. It didn't actually quite get JJ. He was a little bit too early to the play. Doesn't really matter. The Galactic Legend doing its work. And they will shut down Gem as well. Rollerball onto Cosmo. This is Deacon fighting right now. This is not what I was expecting out of them after their performance last week. Coming in with a vengeance, and Maniacs, unfortunately, the ones that have to deal with it off of the dual pool. Happy Boys now to the Wolverine. Still, nobody to really play that fastball special with him, so Deacon, they can control this space pretty comfortably.
Yeah, looking to control the space as comfortably as they can. A Meteor coming out, they will shut down. So great to take a Rollerball out of the fight there. Both Punishers are punished this time, and see if they can extinguish more fires. They will. Crispy Bread are now gone and will not be coming back for the time being. But they might just be looking for more around the corner, Tony. We could see something fun in store.
And Feast of the Abyss available for Bumper Squid. We'll pop down onto the point. We'll get taken out. Got a Thunder coming through from Nevermind, and that will be Rollerball taken out. Deacon lose possession of the point, 86%. Now Monash will start to climb their percentage back. I'm going to be seeing Deacon regroup here. Galactic Legend and Raging Royal Flush not online. They do have the Straightly Prison as well. We can copy that Gambit ultimate, so it doesn't really matter that it's not up. Technically still up. Count the God of Mischief here from Rackham, and it will be copied. And here comes Deacon.
Here we go. It's Jeff coming out right now.
Oh.
Captured two. Sean Froster trying their best to take him away. Goodbye, farewell. And that's going to be a great way to displace them here. But JJ's not done. The Galactic Legend's out, but they're playing angles, Tony. They're managing to slip through this one. Big damage over towards the Magneto there, but not going to be able to get much at all. JJ, what's going on, Tony? You're getting KOs all over the shop.
Yeah, KO's going back and forth. Hero fighting Cosmo. Deacon might be back in just the slither of time. Portal's going to have to be brought to play here for Happy Boys. They've lost percentage, and they've lost their ground. 2-2 on the mission area. It will be Crispy Bread fighting Sean. Punisher still dishing out some damage from the backline here. Nevermind gonna float off here onto the high ground. Straightly Prison coming out. Traps up a few, and JJ's dancing around him with that Star-Lord, making the moves look fancy. Happy Boys back towards the point and will be taken. The point will go. It's a triple from JJ. 90% now with no portal up. Monash might have over-aggressed just using that one.
Yeah, could it be a little bit too much for them to stack up to here? And you are so correct. So, Deacon will lock it down in the first map as they take control and stroll ahead. What a solid beginning coming out from them there. Their path to redemption after a rough first week. And this is a fantastic start.
Yeah, this is a great start for Deacon. Well-deserved MVP from JJ. Star-Lord looked crazy. And it wasn't even just like the ultimates, right? JJ was just positioning super well, using the maneuverability of the Star-Lord. He's a very hard target to hit if you don't have that anti-dive. If you don't have somebody that's well-equipped to deal with it. Monash, well, they weren't well-equipped to deal with the one-side Gambit. Pays off for Deacon, especially with the Loki copies. Hard for Monash, so I feel like we might have to draw on the ban drafts here for Monash going into this next one.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to refocus their focus into the next draft, Tony, because, you know, obviously they're letting a few things through. Maybe trying to shift their position on to the next one there, but definitely curious, yeah, what will stay and what will go heading forward here. You know, we saw some very interesting things come through in that first portion there. I mean, Black Widow Protect was the most unique thing I think we saw out of that one. I will
Dual
not
pool
forget
as well?
that. Yep, dual pool being utilized. Yeah, that was some very interesting picks there. But you know what? If they can make it work, power to them. It looks like we do have our next map locked in right now, though. It is going to be a Midtown, and we're straight into the draft.
Yeah, straight into the draft once again. Want to see probably that Gambit ban from the likes of Monash, and yeah, rightfully so. Two-sided Gambit ban, nobody wanting to deal with it. But for Deacon, the luxury of it is they get that first lock, and they'll secure themselves the Mantis once again.
They will, so they're going to be happy to have the Soul Resurgence on deck here. We can use that one nice and comfortably. Daredevil going to be banned away again by the Monash Maniacs here, so looking to get the next Protect. What could it be? Maybe it's Mr. Fantastic for all I know. The positioning of their last draft, but no, surely they take the Invis right now or something of similar stature. There it is. Invis are going to be protected.
Yeah, Invis being kept up here. That one for Jam. You saw it not be too bad there. You know, Boundary, once Deacon were happy to pop one of their ultimates, Rollerball got counted out completely. Invis, very high prio. One-sided Mantis here for Deacon. We'll see Groot taken away from both sides. No one wants to deal with Groot either. Groot's pretty good at Midtown Convoy, especially on defense, where you can kind of bunker in and let that Groot do its work. And curious to see where we take this one for Monash. Is it another Vibes pick locked in here for Matt?
Maybe, honestly.
Maybe?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Going to be
Vibes?
Jeff. Yeah, no vibes this time. But maybe next time. Looks like they're taking a different direction this time around. So, very curious what they will be looking into now. Ultron going to be protected this time.
Yeah, Ultron's an interesting one from Deacon. Maybe looking to play into the triple. Mantis Ultron is quite a chaotic combo with the damage amplification you get from that. We'll be seeing Monash have to play very safe if they're going to have to deal with that damage amplification coming out. Loki going to be taken away. Smart call from the Maniacs there at the end of things. So a little bit of a better ban draft this time around. Just, you know, seeing that Gambit ban, identifying some of the strong points as well from Deacon, so they'll take away and secure themselves some pretty good picks here. We'll see what they are capable of. Deacon, they will have that Van pull though.
That they will. So could see Vanpool against Dual Pool all over again. So interesting beginning position here. I mean, we saw Happy Boys playing into the Dual Pool in the last one, looking to combine it with Zhao there on the Daredevils. So very dive-heavy composition once again. You know, I like how they've got the Rocket on deck this time as well. They can rely upon the BRB here to at least keep them in the fight a little bit longer, and utilizing the Seer to keep the fight going even further beyond. But curious how Deacon is going to be able to play into this one. You know, we saw a lot of potential from Punisher into the initial section of the game earlier, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get the same flair here, Tony. You know, I'm kind of terrified at the fact they have to face that Daredevil in particular.
2, 1.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a worrisome sign. Daredevil. Dual pull on the side of Maniacs. Still dive heavy. Dual setup that they've got, but a bit more passively on the rest of them, right? We got Cosmo with a strange Invis team up. Will be into play here. Deacon. Just trying to get around the corner. Interesting that JJ has swapped, of course, over to the Ultron. Would have expected maybe a little bit of a dive DPS from him going into this affair. DD, damn nuisance, floating around. And we'll see Happy Boys go to play here. Slash it away, trying to get some chip damage in, trying to secure a quick KO onto one of the strategists. Doesn't get anything with the ultimate, has to fall back.
Has to fall back this time around and look to launch a counter-attack here. See if they are going to get it. Cosmo was good with the Maelstrom there and looking for more. Jam does have the boundary available if they need to rely upon it, but Deacon right now, they're just struggling to really even get out of their spawn point, to be honest. Like, the spawn holder coming out right now is really impressive
Rage
on the Monash side.
Yeah, Rage from JJ. Boundary answered. This is why they wanted the Invisible Woman in play here from Monash. Just great answers to the ultimates coming out from Deacon. Bumper Squid at least able to secure that first pick on towards the Daredevil, so this allows Deacon a little bit of space now to move with. The fact that the Daredevil's not pressuring the strategists, they'll lose Cosmo as well. They'll be forced to surrender to the corner here.
They're going to be conceding that space for the time being. Happy Boys are looking to clear some space of their own. Maybe time for a pop quiz here, Tony, but the quiz has ended. They've failed spectacularly. Great job from Bumper Squid there to get that one done with the whip, and maybe look to lock it down even more. Sniped out of the sky. Look at that. Put that in a montage.
Now that's a big KO there for Bumper Squid. You see how they're marking the Daredevil right now. Not really much he can do. Cosmo, he's able to find Rollerball. We can see Agamotto, though, popped over the top. Maelstrom from Bumper Squid securing 2 KOs. Agamotto in return for Cosmo with a Maelstrom of their own. And they'll find Invis and they'll find Mantis for Deacon. They'll find themselves the capture. Happy Boys again shut down. The Van Pool's just so much more better than the dual pool right now.
Yeah, definitely enabling them to really play to their strengths, aren't they? And looking good for the moment. Zhao's ready to dive on in as well, though. Just look at them. They're posted up, ready to take position. No one's actually spotted them yet either, so they're going to get a free reign. Well, until JJ finds them stuck in place there. They're like, oh, hello. What are you doing there?
Yeah, just hanging out. Catching a vibe, maybe. Rage of Ultron again from JJ. He's going to be the amplifier. He's going to be letting the devil out. Xiaoma, though, beautiful sleep to stop him in the initial stages of that ultimate. But still, boundary comes out from Raka to keep everybody else up. Deacon, the Dooley's roll the ball in the process. They will be able to shut Xiaoma, though. Deacon continue this push. They are still getting fought here by Happy Boys, trying to get something happening with this dual pool once again. Shut down by JJ this time. And the rest of the Maniacs forced to reduce themselves back towards this second point.
Oh, here we go. Time for the band hammer to come out. Maelstrom does shut down Sean there, so decent way to continue to position themselves into this one. They will force them back. I love the tracking from Rollerball from afar as well. Just really solidifying the damage so their teammates can lock in some of those KOs there. It's good because it allows them to push it over the line, and now they're getting the staggered KOs in the meanwhile as well. This is great to continue the frontal pressure.
Yeah, some great. You speak about great tracking. Crispy Bread as well with this Vanpool has been pretty good with those Desert Eagles. Shooting away those targets. JJ finding Sean. This push continues to go forward here for Deacon. Bubble is up. Cosmo is down, immediately burnt through. Xiaoma will swap to the Magic. They don't have the Strange in play because Cosmo went over to the Mag. Deacon might have to fall back. Put at least one strat on this mission vehicle to push it forward. Look at how many ultimates they've got up as well.
A absolute ton, Tony. They have heaps of ultimates right now, and they can use them and abuse them at any point, and it all gets started with a bit of rage. Going to be matched up by the boundary right now. Good to at least keep them through, but somehow Hero going to be shut down in the meanwhile, so good for Xiao. Going to be traded, however, so nicely done, I suppose.
Yeah, JJ converting that Star-Lord aim on the Ultron. And some great tracking aim from him. Overall, everyone really showing some good track and aim. Jackpot comes through, God of Thunder, never mind. Will find Rollerball and JJ. Amplifier helps that one do a more deadly blow here. Never mind to find Bumper Squid. Finally, Monash are able to stall this mission vehicle. Around the corner here, Deacon. Oh, the spawn's pretty close to it, so they're not going to be feeling too disheartened. Still 2 minutes 30 on the clock for them. For the likes of Monash, they probably have to just play safe here. They don't want to overextend a little bit. A lot of long-range engagement potentially here from Deacon, and as well, as we said, the ultimates could be quite disaster to go against.
Oh, here we go. Time for the final judgment. Going to be blocked off, though, by the Seraphim Shield, and Be yielding a big results here. Rollerball does manage to make Cosmo fall and looking for more to stall them out of this one and keep getting more progress over the mission vehicle here. Taking it slow and steady with a bobblehead there as well.
Just keeping it going. Pretty comfortable. Agamotto here for Bumper Squid. That's not necessary. You use it anyway. To maybe try and stop them from flying out before time there. And it's a minute 33 full capture for Deacon. And for the likes of the Monash Maniacs. Now, how do they answer? What do we see the adjustments be here? They might keep towards the dual pool, or they might finally get Happy Boys and something else.
Yeah, curious if they are going to change up the progress here, or whether they just stay true to what they know and what they are confident most in here, Tony. Because, you know, if it works for them, why not? But we'll see if they can change it up into this next half here, as we are going to be jumping into the preparation side of things now. Both teams pretty much the same. JJ has changed to Adam at least, so they can utilize the Karmic Revival instead. Yeah, I don't know. Not really much else has been adapted or changed here.
Yeah, I would have thought there'd be a little bit more attention to the hero picks here from Monash, but not too disheartened is the word I probably use here. JJ going to be on towards the Adam. We're playing a little bit of a res comp here for Deacon. But a group, unfortunately, to help them out here. Really stall that defense. For Monash. Now, out to the gates they go. Dual pool once again. See what they can do with it. Turret on the corner here from Rollerball. Very aggressive position to be playing. I would have thought it'd be up on the height. You get a little bit more sight lines on towards Monash. Here comes the dual pool once again, bouncing around. Shooting away those Desert Eagles, getting some good chip damage in, and never mind. We'll be able to find Rollerball.
Be able to find them in the beginning there, so going to be a great start coming out from them. They can get a bit of motion over the mission vehicle nice and quickly here, and maybe can get more where that came from, as they will find Bumper Squid. So these singular KOs are just allowing them to really press the issue nice and early here. JJ getting caught as well, all unawares, and now everything is just falling apart. It's a domino effect, Tony.
Yeah, it's just everybody falling. JJ no res up because I don't even get a chance to build that ultimate percentage. Monash, what a push it is. Very convincing from them right now. Catching Deacon unaware. JJ immediately is like, yeah, all right, maybe Adam's not the pick. Portal's going to be coming out. And they will get out. They'll portal in the face of Monash, though, so they're going to take a lot of front-end damage as they come out. And Happy Boys secures the KO on a JJ.
Starter from them there, getting some upgrades in the meanwhile as well. Ooh, be time for a quiz. No, not gonna get a quizzical this time. We'll just be getting a physical with the KO. So, great way to push themselves over to the next capture point here. And this mission vehicle, it ain't stopping, Tony. It just keeps on smoothing.
Just keeps on moving. 4 minutes 30. This is quite the attack out of Monash. Oh, dual pull. Getting in some good chip damage. It's great to see Happy Boys and Nevermind just really following up with each other's chip damage that comes through. Jamu as well going to be coming away from the backside. Doesn't have the chains, doesn't have the team up boundary here from Deacon. Very early in this fight, and it's forced out because they are on the back foot.
Back foot and ready to push best foot forward with the God of Thunder, and looking to see if they can thunder past them, but not going to be able to get any more than that. It's going to be a good trade onto Rollerball, and the Banhammer comes in with a Rage Soul Resurgence up front as well. Eternal Bond to match it. It could be a little bit too much committed to that fight, if I'm honest with you there, Tony. Cosmo still does have that Meteor, though, but they're saving that for a reaction to a Final Judgment, should it be used.
Final Judgment, if it happens. Crispy Bread, he's still on the van pool. Making something work here, at least for Deacon. They're able to stop push for now. 3 minutes, though, Monash. They did force a portal out of Deacon, so they're not going to have that one for a little bit here. They could look to clean sweep another fight and just continue this push forward. Steamroll the time bank in their favor, go to OT. A pretty comfortable position.
Very comfortable position, and it might be propelled to an even better one. Nakamoto up front, looking to lock it down to say goodbye. Double KO Maelstrom, and trying to fight even more. This is a great way to sweep things up, Tony. What a way to turn the momentum.
Yeah, this is great. Deke and Bumper Squid has been an absolute nuisance. We're talking about the Vanpool here from Crispy Bread, but Bumper Squid on this Strange doing something of magic here. Especially with the Invis team up, it's just so hard to deal with. Even if you're like not matching it, it's still so hard to deal with. It's going to be Monash walking up here. They do have a few ultimates of their own to play with, but we'll see Final Judgment from Rollerball. He'll drop down. His Strange has got his back, but they've both been taking. Cosmo will secure the KOs here. Now Crispy Bread's in a little bit of world of hurt. Needs to fall back. The Magic trying to do something towards the back line. Happy Boys is flying through air on top of JJ, marking perfectly. And Monash, that's the fight that they need right now.
Yeah, Cosmo looking wonderful, and very keen to see if there's going to be a more where that came from, because they have almost 5 ultimates to their name right now, Tony. And they may yet get another stack over the top. A Deacon, all they've got is just an angry Ultron. That's it. Very curious if they're going to be able to stack things up all the same here, because they need as many ults as they can get, and Monash Maniacs, they could realistically just play around this and maybe even win the game.
Yeah, if they can keep this going, it'd be crazy. A fairly odd composition here from Monash, but it is paying off perfectly. We'll see Rage of Ultron, you said, an angry JJ wants to make something happen, but again, it's just answered immediately by the boundary jam. Just shutting out this pick from Monash, from the side of Deacon, sorry. Darkchild coming through. And we'll be looking for something, but, well, Deacon are set packing once again, flying through, dashing through portals, fishing on the chip damage here. And it's still Happy Boys with this dual pool as well up in the mix. Cosmo secures them a double KO. And Monash, again, getting closer and closer to this third cap.
Closer and closer, they may yet emerge victorious, but they need to propel themselves to success, and here it is again, Tony. It's turret time! They're primed up with all the damage that they could ever want, but what else could they want right now? It's going to be the God of Thunder! Pushing their way in, almost getting taken out themselves here. The Soul Resurgence does get popped in the meanwhile. Happy Boy's in trouble. Agamotto around the back.
Oh.
Lock him down, lock him in. No one's going down though.
Nobody's going down. Boundary comes up. Eternal Bond traded. Monash still wanting to play for it. Rollerball though. It's Bumper Squid securing themselves some KOs. Deacon still holding it off for the moment, and they'll chase on through. Maelstrom on Sean Frost, and it's JJ to find the magic. They will stall another minute. Monash only have a minute left to play with. Ultimate's gone for most of their members. They will have Boundary and Meteor. Deacon, they've got Rage of Ultron. They've got Final Judgment. They could sing and stop this push right here and now.
Oh, it's time to get angry all over again, but it's going to be Denial with style from the Meteor, and maybe more. Happy Boys has more in store with the pop quiz there, and does get shut down eventually, so it's going to be Boundary running its course, and they're looking to run its course over the mission area right now. They almost get the capture, and they're locked in. No one's there to contest, and they will have a blessed run. Not too much time in the bank, though. Deacon had more to play with. And now we're playing in to OT, Tony.
You'll need a top-notch team.
Overtime. It looks so good for Monash there. Thought they were going to secure themselves a pretty hefty time bank going into OT here. But yeah, credit to Happy Boys just marking these strategists from Deacon in fights that you think Deacon are just going to be able to steamroll. Big Meteor as well from Cosmo, shutting down Rollerball on that judgment. Well, here we are. OT fighting for life here for the likes of Monash and Maniacs to potentially send us to a third. Deacon, they want to play for a little bit more here. They want to potentially find that 2-0. Look a little bit better on the stat line. Look a little bit better on the scoreboard. The results at the end of the day. We're back to it. Nothing really crazy changed here from the Maniacs. Again, still dual pull, still magic. Deacon, they're sticking with what they know. The triple that I feel like hasn't been paying off right. They've got that damage boost with both Mantis and Ultron, but JJ getting shut down. It feels like as well the Invis is getting marked heavily by the dual pull. You see Rollerball now to the Bucky as well. Trying to answer that dual pull dive that's coming through here from the Monash side.
And I mean, it's not just that they have to worry about. Like, they've got Zhao on the Magic, they've got Nevermind on Thor as well. There's just so much dive potential coming through from this Monash roster. And even if they deal with one piece of it, still more. Like, the Bionic Hook came out there from Rollerball, but I mean, they aren't even able to play off it. They're getting countered by using that hook. So unfortunate for Rollerball there, but now it allows Monash to just stroll ahead into this one. They're gaining so much momentum so early. Banhammer coming out into the pop quiz as well. So it's a pull for pull right now, and they're in big, big trouble, Tony, because Happy Boys is having a happy day right now.
Oh my word, on top of the Ultron, it's triple from Happy Boys. And Monash, well, that is what they are after right now. Crispy Bread forced towards the backside here. Might have to get back to safety. Overtime will tick. Deacon gonna be portaling back, so they can change a few things up if they want to. Bumper Squid gonna get them out and on towards this mission vehicle. The likes of Monash Maniacs, they want to fight for it. It's a KO secured on towards the striking. Still find Rollerball too, a little bit too deep. Now they're looking for the van pull. They'll shut it, and Invis will fall as well. This is everything from the likes of Monash Maniacs. That will secure them a continued push here in overtime. No portal left for Deacon. They're going to have to walk a pretty far away way to get back to this mission vehicle now.
Yeah, gonna have to cover a grand distance here, and I mean, this is only gonna hurt Deacon more and more as the time elapses here. Nevermind, ready and waiting as well. Deacon has the Rage of Ultron at the ready, and can match it with a couple more strat ults in a second here. Maybe even the Agamotto. Speaking of, the Rage is now coming out, forcing out the boundary here. Happy Boys in big, big trouble. Might be able to catch Zhao out of this one, but no, it's Happy Boys trying to jump into it to get closer and closer to that pop quiz again, Tony. This could be disastrous.
Oh my word, the boop that came from Jam. That Agamotto hit everybody, but there was no follow-up because the push away from Jam was perfect. Dark Child now flying through here from Jamu. Will be boundary, will be Eternal Bond, and Magneto, Meteor M to try and get the dunk in onto the Invis, but they're able to get away to safety. Soul Resurgence here comes from Hero. Deacon, though, they will actually get the defense there. Monash commit too heavy to the fight. They walk off the mission vehicle.
They walk it off, and it's over and out. They're now going to have to try and match them in to the next portion of OT, Tony, and I know you love it. We love a competitive game, and we love to see this one go as far as it possibly can. And you know, we saw a map just get completely wiped from existence. Thanos snapped in our last time. So let's see if that happens all over again. Maybe. No, I don't know about all that, but we are going to be getting into it right here, right now. Emma Frost are going to be hovered actually on the Deacon side. You don't see that one too often anymore, but when you see it, you'll love it.
Yeah, Emma Frost is a great answer from Deacon to the dual pull and magic dive that's coming through here. Just one good slam, and that will shut down one of those members. Maniacs now, unfortunate blunder. They'll have to put in the back of their minds. They have to play towards this defense. They got a lot of percentage push here. 113 meters, 4 points. Deacon now with 2 minutes 5 to play. We're going to have to play some lights out rivals right now to continue through in this series.
Here it is. The doors are open, and we're ready to rumble all over again. So Cosmo Gonna be trying to bring up the damage here. Happy Boys ready to stay on top of it. And now looking to lock it down to get big damage. There it is. Zhao starting off the stroll there. Good trade coming out as well. Bumper Squid delivers. JJ in trouble and doesn't get assistance. So never mind. Going to be good to disengage some of their duelist lineup and looking to take control over the territory.
Yeah, it's interesting that JJ's opting to play this Magic. It's quite a few hours in that one. Haven't seen it in a little bit from them. Never mind, going to be floating in and out here, using this Storm movement to their advantage. Invis playing out of line of sight. Jam just so comfortable on this Invis. And Happy Boys once again going for this dive on a Deacon, but not quite able to follow it up this time.
Quite able to follow it up, but might be able to follow it in to the game here. They take aim at the next one. Happy Boys ready to get the damage. Bumper Squid goes down. It's never mind in the driver's seat right now. Happy Boys will fall and more to follow. Never mind. Gonna be pushing straight through the Emma there and looking for their strategist lineup. Never mind, doesn't even care that they're low health. Finally, they get KO'd, but my goodness, they had to work so hard for that.
Now they had to. It's going to be now 30 seconds for Deacon to try and get this push happening. Now a few ultimates starting to come. Psionic Seduction from Crispy Bread. Boundaries there for Jam. Shot it all down. Darkchild coming through here. Diving on top, but it's immediately answered. Jam once again, the right time, the right place. Darkchild not going to do a lot. It is going to be the Eternal Bond swiftly sweeping through them with the Psionic Seduction. They'll pull them forward. But this Eternal Bond is keeping everybody up for the Monash side, and they will have the Darkchild of their own.
They will deliver justice into this one. God of Thunder coming out from Nevermind as well to get taken down eventually. You're going to see the pop quiz popped as well by Happy Boys here. Doing the best they can to jackpot on that one. But there we go. To be able to utilize their strengths now and a slice and dicing all over them here. Happy Boys all on track. They lock it down. It's one apiece, Tony.
Oh my god, when have you ever seen a dual pull do that? Monash will be taking us to a third there. What a stall from Happy Boys there. I just thought Deacon, that's the fight they win. That's the fight they can continue to push, but well-deserved MVP here for Jam. Boundaries were absolutely pivotal in shutting down this Deacon side time and time again. Just nothing that they could do. They got cut off every single time. The boundary came out from Jam as well. 55k healing there. Sean Frost as well up there with 52. Strategists doing work here for Monash in this one.
Yeah, really putting in the hard yards here, Tony. Very impressed with how they held it together. You know, they held the line and it worked out so well. So, one apiece now. We have ourselves a series on our hands. It's going to go down to a series point for that matter. One final map to decide our victor here, Tony. And I can't wait to figure out which one it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a strong question. What do we see changed up in the ban draft here, Matt? Because there's, I felt like that last one, you can't fault either team. There was a lot of strong bans there from both sides, a lot of strong locks as well. Matt, our final map, we're going to Central Park. The potential for a draw is there. We've seen a draw already on Central Park over in Ignite, but not quite yet here in the AEL. And hopefully we won't see a draw. One of these sides probably wants that dub on the board. But yeah, going back to my discussion about the bans and drafts, is there a world where we see them trade out the van pool ban for a dual pool ban?
I mean, considering how much focus they've had over it, right? Why not? It's really been enabling their roster in particular. Like, maybe they've just got so much confidence on it that it's working for them, and honestly, it could work. But I mean, in saying that, with that coming off the line, maybe they could just switch over to the van pool instead. So it's a give and take situation, I suppose. One and the same, like how Groot has been taken out of the game right now. And now See a protector coming through, probably on Invis.
Yeah, protect for Invis. Definitely want to keep that for Jam. I'm thinking about it for a second, and yeah, very much a priority here. We'll probably see Hero back on that Mantis. Also, not probably a thought for either of these sides, right? Elsa's been up for most of this series. Hasn't really been all too much of an issue. Venom going to be taken away from Deacon. We'll take away the Groot as well. So both sides taking away Groot. This could be a one-sided game. Oh, sorry, no. Not a one-sided game, but Gambit's already been banned. Yeah, what's the lock here? Full pool? Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
It's fascinating, right? Because we just talked about how do they ban out the dual pool instead, but they opted to ban the van pool. And I mean, I get it. You know, traditionally, that is the better hero to ban, but against this team, baby, it isn't the hero to ban. And as a result, they are going to get the protect onto a dual pool there. Thor getting banned out, though, does actually nullify some of their strengths. We saw what Nevermind was able to do. They almost single-handedly just ran it through their backline there.
Namor. Namor lock here. That's, I imagine, for JJ. JJ plays a lot of Namor. It's also to counteract the dive that Monash might be looking to play into. Final ban potential. There's a lot of things to take away here. Daredevil, rightfully so. Don't want to have to deal with it. Especially the strategist lineup. Don't want to have to deal with it. And we'll go into Central Park with some interesting flavors here. Happy Boys. Is that a Rogue cover? A Lord Rogue I saw?
It is. Rogue, no Gambit. Maybe they look to take advantage of this one, Tone. Yeah, thinking it through, but nothing being locked down yet, excepting the dual pool all over again. So, only going to have the Strange Invis team up on a lock this time around, at least for Deacon. They are playing into the Loki this time, so that definitely can assist them to keep those circulating boundaries, if you will, and maybe more where that came from. You know, they can take advantage of the regeneration domain, especially on to Central Park here, playing into that first mission area. It's going to be critical to just keep yourselves in a fight as long as you can.
And we get to see JJ back on Star-Lord too. Is that the Ignite emote there from Rackham? This guy knows ball.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema here. JJ. Okay, that's all a lie. Wasn't Star-Lord. It's going to be Magic once again. Has put a lot of hours in it, so, you know, it's a perfect setup, especially with the Invis Loki. It's pretty good at helping JJ get in towards some dive positions, and definitely some great healing to keep him up in times of trouble. Great kickback there, but Cosmo, what's up to the Cosmos, is able to survive for the moment. Bumper Squid still putting the pressure on. Slam comes on to Bumper Squid. Now he's kicked back into Monash's side.
Yeah, great trades on the Carbon Crushers there, and they will be able to rush forward and potentially take stance over the mission area. Pop Quiz are going to be locked down here, so good to hold them in place, clear the space, and now this enables them to get some traction over the mission area. I like this delayed KO from JJ there as well. Jam going down does mean they're staggered a little bit, and Happy Boys is now switching it up. They're looking to play into the Rogue this time, and maybe it could be looking to do more.
Looking to do more as they'll push with 5 minutes. Deacon. Start they want to Central Park. Cosmo is just trying to hold up the front end. The more here for Xiaoma now. It feels a little bit different for Monash. They're not playing into the dive heavy style. JJ will be able to secure the KO on the Cosmo. Great squid placements here from Zhao though. Was a little bit of chip damage before getting taken out. But JJ, master of the seas right now and master of the space. Continuing to walk this mission vehicle forward with the rest of the team.
Yeah, they're just managing to gain a lot of momentum here. They do lose Crispy in the meantime, though, so that could come back to bite them. I like the timing on their retreat here as well. And Let's see what else is going to happen. Got a Mischief. Does have the boundary available. They're delaying the activation. Here we go. Rackham now matched up by Jam and ready to rumble.
Yeah, ready to rumble. Jam, great boundary. And will be Hornet Proteus. JJ, though, with the help of Bumper Squid, will pull them out of the boundary as it dissipates. Endsong, Inferno slam onto Jam. We'll see Silent Seduction as well, try to pull everybody towards the mission vehicle and towards Deacon's hands. They will clear that fight quickly, only using 3 ultimates in the process. We now have Bumper Squid and Hero with theirs up for this one. It's again 5 minutes to the bank of Deacon. Monash, they need to put a stop to this.
And they may not be able to. Deacon have just cleaned them with the Eye of Agamotto there, leaving it only down to 2 members. So that's going to allow them even further traction over the mission vehicle right now. Monash are going to be in a bit of trouble heading towards this next fight. Have 3 ults available, 2 more right around the corner. Deacon, honestly, probably just played a stall here, build up a bit of charge over their further ultimates. Like, all they've got is the boundary here. If they can force out some of Monash's like that, it's perfect. So that Psionic Seduction down the drain, they just need to sustain through it.
Yeah, they're able to sustain through it. Nobody getting KO'd there. And now they need to be careful. Happy Boys doesn't feel at home anymore. And it will be Bumper Squid securing the KO quickly. We'll see boundary from Hero. Moto not available. Eternal Bond here from Sean. It's forced into the wall. Hornet Proteus will shut them down. And now, once again, it's up to Deacon to sustain through this. As ultimates come through from Monash, they'll play up onto the high ground here. There's still a few members. Bumper Squid's just kind of floating around there in the background. Sean Frost needs to get back now. It will be Rollerball securing a KO on a Cosmo. Sean's down. Happy Boys as well. And Deacon, they weathered the storm there.
Monash just conceded their full advantage by utilizing just too many ultimates into that fight, Tony. Like, it's just really difficult. I get they have to stall them here, but I mean, now Deacon have the advantage in the neutral. They've got the end song available. It's just tough. At least Jam builds up towards the boundary, but Rackham can match it if they want to. Got a Mischief's up, and there you have it. Bumper Squid down though, so this could be a turning point for Monash, but the end song might have something different to say about that. Big damage does catch now, and maybe more to go. Kablow!
Never mind swapping to this Moon Knight and will secure a triple KO. Just when Monash need it most, just when Deacon were about to push the full way. That's quad from Nevermind. Deacon, oh, they'll finally get the door shut in their face. JJ back to the Magic. The team up available. They do have 2 ultimates to play with for Deacon. Been holding on to them for a little bit. Honshu was secured by Nevermind off of that 4 quad KO. The damage once again. The mission vehicle starts to a little bit away from that throne room. Nevermind securing Rollerball early. Great fight here to start it off from Monash.
So far, so good. They got the Hand of Khonshu available if required, but not going to be using it yet. Good Carbon Crush. Ooh, forcing Cosmo to levitate here. Maybe look for more. You can see Nevermind is so ready to launch the Khonshu. There it is. Dive straight into the fight. Utilize the arcs there. No one going down, though. Not getting the value they wanted. Boundary being forced up, though. That's going to be a nice return on investment.
Yeah, not too bad here. Psionic Seduction, Eternal Bond, though, with Boundary. Both strategies ultimates used for Monash just to keep themselves up and defensive. Deacon, they don't get anything out of their seduction. It will be Darkchild here for JJ trying to sweep through the backside. Agamotto for Cosmo just trying to take the space back. Agamotto as well from Bumper Squid, and it's JJ collecting 3. It's a triple, a hat trick of KOs. Nevermind trying to fly away. It's quad from JJ. And Deacon will be able to find themselves 3, a minute 34.
Good amount of time to push into it with as well, Tone. You know, they looked good. Unfortunate for the Monash Maniacs there, just using both strategists' ultimates at the same time really did nullify some of their sustainability heading in into that fight there. So maybe a miscommunication coming through, considering the pressure and the timing. it does come back to hurt them. So, moving on to the next half of things here, will we see Deacon hold firm into their own defenses, or will Monash come back with a raging vengeance into their attacking phase here? All will be proven in a moment, Tony, as we lock it down into another round.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting for Monash. I kind of like the adaptation of the Moon Knight. Didn't really get to see all too much of it outside of that one Khonshu. But it's pretty good at dealing with Loki, especially with the fact that Rack M's going to be on that one. Deacon, though, it's a very defensive comp out of them on the Central Park. Not normally what we used to see. Triple pretty prevalent. You know, we've seen a lot of Groot, a lot of Penny as well. Penny's a pretty staple pick on a map like Central Park. But Deacon just sticking to their guns, the 2-2-2. Monash as well, sticking with the 2-2-2 as well. Giving never mind a little bit of a run at the Duelist, while Happy Boys gives the Vanguard roll a go. Rogue with no Gambit feels really strange to see after what we've seen overall in MRC, MRI. It's a very common combo to run. Deacon, they'll lose Rollerball early in the process.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one, but they do trade immediately. Cosmo going down, and looking for more where that came from. Big focus on the Moon Knight. Will be shut down, ready and waiting here. Slating ahead. Look at that. Bumper Squid is just locked right now, Tony. It's like you put the Namor Squid into a player, and that player is Bumper Squid. They are locked in.
The Squid's in his hands. Feels pretty good from Deacon. I'll still a minute away from Monash, but realistically, 4 more fights like that, and this one can go to Deacon. Monash, they want to keep this one going. Get that push going, get themselves some percentage. Cosmo trying to pull them on top of everything, on top of the arcs, but it's again JJ controlling from the high ground with these Squids. And they'll send the pack, and once again they're forced to walk. More time delayed here from Monash. Some adjustments need to be made off of the Strange onto the Mag.
Let's see how they will be able to bag that one forward, as they will be looking at hold it down onto this one and head for what's around the corner. Nevermind does have that hand of Khonshu available. And speaking of the Squids, Tony, JJ putting them to good use, taking it to the high angles there, so it's going to be less obvious to their opponents. Here comes Khonshu, they bring it down, but they can't hit the ground running. It's Agamotto around the back corner, Proteus to stack the damage. Boundaries up, but it don't matter when your whole team is out of here.
Yeah, they're sent once again to their spawn. Cosmo trying to walk it out. This is where Deacon can aggress and take the space back up. They've got a lot of cover here with these pillars here. Because they'll look to play towards the area of the mission. Happy Boys will take out Rollerball. That's a quick KO secure, but Deacon, they're not going to be shying away. His Psionic Seduction immediately answered back as Sean Frost taken. Bumper Squid with 2 once again. Playing this Magneto, playing this Strange, sorry, like a Duelist. Crispy Bread, it's a double for him. The Vanguard's getting involved in a minute 17 now. Monash have a few ultimates to play with, Matt, but Deacon do as well.
Yeah, lots of tools available here, and it could be an absolute bloodbath over the mission area, especially if JJ gets taken out early. Good trade onto Nevermind, though, so the fight transpiring and transforming nice and quickly here. Happy Boys are good with the Agamotto. Does look to lock it down, and Song not getting much. Rackham getting taken out of the God of Mischief there. The Meteor does even more work. This is exactly what Monash needed. They clean up the mission area and should be able to take control from here. Unless, what's JJ thinking, Tone? Oh, here's a contest.
Yeah, he's thinking about the stall here. Well, the portal comes out. Oh, it's not going to be JJ. Just a second, a fraction too late. Deacon opt to not take the portal. It's probably not the wisest decision. Monash with just a fraction on the clock will now get 2 minutes 40 to push. Deacon, they'll change some things back. It's JJ to the Magic. Offer them a more.
Not going to be looking to play into that anymore, as they will not be holding it down there. Magic has a bit more freedom over the open space here, and be looking to clear it out. Regeneration domain going to be popped nice and early by Rackham as well, so keeps them in the fight. Agamotto around the back, trying to stack it up. Big damage, and at least a couple out of this. Kraken impact over the top as well, forced into the boundary there. Match to play hero, and ready to save the day here, but nobody going to be saving it yet. A big bionic hook, and not going to get anyone though. So forced retreat are coming out for Monash here. Now getting caught out, slow and steady. This is great for Deacon Tone, and this is a big amount of damage coming out of this one.
Yeah, fully charged up. Emma Frost, Crispy Bread just doing so much work there. KO from JJ. They're stuck in spawn a minute 40. Deacon will give them the grace of walking out at least. They're not going to let them walk too far. AJ pushing away with that sword, getting a little bit of damage in. Monash hard getting desperate. We're going to be seeing Happy Boys now on the thing. Trying to deal with his dive that JJ could look to bring out here. Khonshu's available. Deacon, they've got that Psionic Seduction, one good pop. After the Khonshu coming from Nevermind, everybody ducks and wait. That Khonshu pops a little bit too high. Nobody gets affected there by Deacon.
Yeah, nobody affected, but now it's time for the Dark Child to get enabled here. Eternal Bond is out, and JJ out with it. Trying to rip and tear their way through. Not going to be able to take it, though. Will be forced to hold back, but it doesn't matter. They sustain through, pull in, and get KOs, Tony. This is exactly what they were waiting for.
That's exactly what they're after. They didn't even need anyone else's ultimate. It's just JJ's Dark Child with the Maelstrom combination on the Invis team up. Deacon. This is now theirs to hold with 30 seconds. Monash Maniacs, they need to make a mad dash here. See Boundary and Meteor up here, but nothing really else close to coming up. We'll see Hero keep everybody online for the moment. A big pull could be good. It's isolating this quick KO. Boundary answers the end song, but Deacon, they've still got 4 ultimates, Matt.
Still got more to bring into the fight here. Sonic Seduction into the Agamotto. Boundary coming up. Everything is getting popped into this fight, Tony. And they still have got a Mischief. Meteor coming over the top and not able to drop anything. It's all going on according to plan. The Agamotto locks down a couple, but it's just not enough. JJ rips them apart. Nevermind finds one response, but JJ is just too strong. And Deacon will rise up and take it away.
That's a big game from Deacon. They needed that one. Monash were hot on their tail. That last one on Midtown, but Central Park belongs to Deacon. An MVP to JJ. Well played for him on the Magic. And for Deacon overall, some great adaptations dealing with the dual pull. And then Monash, their comfort pick, their secret weapon nullified. Deacon 2-1 in the series. Both teams, though, again, I have to give props to Jamright. Such an impressive Invisible Woman display there. So many boundaries that came up clutch, shutting Deacon down. Well, they were able to get it through in the end. 47 KOs for JJ on the Magic. Doing it wonders.
Yeah, really impressed with just the energy and the prowess that JJ brought to that hero. 22 finals at the end of the day there. Bumper Squid not one to shrug at either. 17 for them there. Just really impressed with how well they synergize. And yeah, just happy days all around coming at you from that one, Tony. Really impressed with how they brought it back. You know, they were off the back of a map loss there. And at the end of the day, it all came back together.
Yeah, it all came back together there for Deacon, and for the Monash Maniacs, maybe a little bit more work to play with there. Might need to workshop the a little bit more with the dual pool to make it really go off here. But well played for both sides. Can't really fault it for either of them.
Yeah, can't fault it for either of them there. And now, can't fault any of the teams. We're going to take a look at the results right now. As you can see, we had a UNSW Raw taking it away at 2-0. RMIT Black won in the same against the Monash Maniacs. UTS joining a suit there against UNSW Hal, and Swinburne doing one and the same against Macquarie Crimson. So, love to see some of our games that were on and off stream today. We do love it, but there's more results to come, Tony.
Yeah, more results to check out here. Of course, we have a ton of teams here in the league play for match day 2. So, of course, we'll check out the second page for you. It is Monash Mutants 2-0 over Adelaide Uni. RMIT Red taking a 2-0 over UCID. And, of course, one we got to see, QUT versus Macquarie. It was a 2-0. Of course, we went all 3 maps. But, of course, that second one being a draw means that statistically it's QUT 2-0.
Yeah, insane to think about how we actually saw a draw. Like, maybe this is just the year of exciting series, Tony. You know, it's heating up in all levels of competition, and I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, I think there's going to be more amazing series coming our way all year long.
Absolutely. Tons more action and tons more competition here, as we've seen from both of these teams. Matt, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it as well, Tony. You know, huge stuff coming through from them there, but huge stuff from our other teams here as well. Monash Mutants taken away from Macquarie Crimson. 2-0. QUT, one of the same, played again and took out UCID 2-0. And RMIT Red managed to take it away from Adelaide University 2-0 there. But what did we see? We saw Macquarie Onyx 2-1 against UTS, and what a competitive series that was.
Yeah, 2-1 for Macquarie and UTS. Expected a pretty close bout of affairs, and of course another page of results for you. UNSW Raw taking it 2-0 against Swinburne. We saw Deacon just 2-1 there against the Monash Maniacs, and then as well, RMIT Black coming out on top with a 2-1 here against UNSW Raw. Matt, a few closer affairs here, some 2-1s in there to round out the results.
Yeah, looking pretty good, pretty competitive, Tony. I reckon there's going to be more where that came from later in as the weeks. You know, I think we're going to have good fun times ahead of us. I'm loving to see it, but looks like it was a 2-0 for RMIT Black there against UNSW Hal. So big dubs all round, and we can see the results of those dubs right now in our standings.
Yeah, UNSW Raw sitting on top at 4-0. The Monash Mutants as well at 4-0. QUT, UTS not far behind though, 3-1s for them. RMIT Black as well at that 3-1 mark. Adelaide Uni, they came out to a hot start last week. We saw a little bit from them. You know, a team that can definitely play with the best of them, but they're currently at 2-2. RMIT and Macquarie Onyx as well at that 2-2 mark, Matt. So a little bit of a close affair between the middle of the pack here as we go down UCID, Deacon, and Swinburne, Macquarie, Crimson, all at that 1-3 as well with UNSW Hal. And unfortunately for the Maniacs, they're currently 0-4.
Yeah, but there could be a change up heading their way into future weeks of competition, Tony. I think that they should be all good to change it up heading forth into the future weeks of competition. So don't you worry, Tony. You know, I reckon they're going to be A-okay all the way around. Much like all of our teams, you know. Most of them have had a slice of the pie, but we're going to get a slice of our sponsors right now. So a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, wouldn't be possible as well without HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need.
That's it, Tony. Big shout out to them. And there's a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors there. But also, everybody, a big shout out to AEL. Make sure you check out AU Esports League on all of our various social medias. If you want to see all the highlights from our competitions there, make sure you check them out on Twitch, YouTube, X, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. We are on it, so make sure you check it out. But speaking of checking out, Tony, we are going to be checking in at the same time, same place next week, everybody, with more Marble Rivals. You do not want to miss it, and I can't wait. We'll see you there. Have a good one.